Yeah. Suspicious.
I'm not what your friends think. I'm not Mr. Friendly. I can be a prick if you tempt me. My tank is on empty. No patience is in me, and if you offend me, I'm lifting you 10 feet in the air. I don't care who was there and who saw me. Just joy you, go call you a lawyer, file you a lawsuit. I'll smile in the courtroom and buy you a wardrobe. I'm tired of all you. I don't mean to be mean, but that's all I can be. It's just me, and I am whatever you say I am. If I wasn't, then why would I say I am? In the paper, the news, every day I am. Radio won't even play my jam, cause I am whatever you say I am. If I wasn't, then why would I say I am? In the paper, the news, every day I am. I don't know, it's just the way I am. Sometimes I just feel like my father. I hate to be bothered with all of this nonsense. nonsense is constant. And oh, it's just lyrical content. The song guilty conscience has gotten such rotten responses. And all of this controversy circles me, and it seems like the media immediately points a finger at me. So I point one back at him, but not the index or pinky or the ring or the thumb. It's the one you put up when you don't give a fuck, when you won't just put up with the bullshit they pull, cause they full of shit too. When a dude's getting bullied and shoots up his school and they blame it on Maryland and the heroin, where were the parents at? And look where it's at, middle America. Now it's a tragedy, now it's so sad to see an upper class city having this happening. Then attack Eminem cause I rap this way, but I'm glad cause they feed me the fuel that I need for the fire to burn. And it's burning and I have returned, and I am whatever you say I am. If I wasn't, then why would I say I am? In the paper, the news, every day I am. Radio won't even play my jam, cause I am whatever you say I am. If I wasn't, then why would I say I am? In the paper, the news, every day I am. I don't know, it's just the way I am. I'm so sick and tired of being admired that I wish that I would just die or get fired and drop from my label. Let's stop with the fables. I'm not gonna be able to top on my name is and pigeonholed into some poppy sensation that caught me rotation at rock and roll stations, and I just do not got the patience to deal with these cocky Caucasians who think I'm some wigger who just tries to be black cause I talk with an accent and grab on my balls, so they always keep asking the same fucking questions. What school did I go to? What hood I grew up in? And why, the who, what, when, the where, and the how? Till I'm grabbing my hair and I'm tearing it out cause they driving me crazy. I can't take it, I'm racing, I'm pacing, I stand and I sit, and I'm thankful for every fan that I get, but I can't take a shit in the bathroom without someone standing by it. No, I won't sign your autograph, you can call me an asshole, I'm glad cause I am whatever you say I am. If I wasn't, then why would I say I am? In the paper, the news, every day I am. Radio won't even play my jam cause I am whatever you say I am. If I wasn't, then why would I say I am? In the paper, the news, every day I am. I don't know, it's just the way I am.
Always play that so people know what we're getting into, but very interesting song. I am whatever you say I am. If I wasn't, then why would I even say I am? I brought this song up when doing this yesterday in regards to Donald Trump, because when we watch him on C-SPAN, I don't know where the reporters are getting half the shit they say about him and how they even make him so fucking intimidating and running their Hitler storyline or what the fuck ever, or how the goddamn right runs a storyline about how he's Jesus. Like, he's just a dude. An old dude who's saying things to his super old voters. He's trying to translate Twitter talk to them. That's what he does very well. And it's like, he talks about this stuff on his libraries and hanging out with, I guess, who's the cool press group, aka everyone who isn't an American journalist, I've noticed, get to be the crew that follows him on the plane so they can ask him questions on the plane. And he says this stuff like, everybody likes me. I talk to these countries and we all get along and we have no problem doing the deals. It's only the media that says this mean stuff about me. No one's my friend anymore. Gavin Newsom used to be my friend, and now he's not no more. These politicians are all just humans. Some of them are crazy narcissists, but we have that with YouTubers as well. What can you do? What I do, instead of what all the lazy Americans do, and we'll get to you people, Congress is having a meeting on how stupid half of you all are. So, if someone comes out here with the, and this is why we have a whole bunch of fucking Karen Gen Xers who are gonna slip and fall in Minnesota, this whole listen to the youth, the young children, they know. No, they fucking don't. They're stupid. They're children, and 40% of them don't know how to fucking read by 4th grade. That's how bad things are getting for the Zoomers and Gen Alpha. So that's going to be something we look at. That's what I do here. I just want to look at the news uncut, whether it be live or it has to be from C-SPAN or the White House, unless we're making fun of someone else. Hello, Justin Harris. Thank you for the demon cringe. Heart. I've already got some things selected. There was a thing that happened today. That's the premise of this stream. And you know, as per usual, a whole bunch of hillbillies and law enforcement is in the Minnesota. And people keep having drama, and I just don't understand why. It's too fucking cold there for this shit. I don't know what kind of justice has to be on the line to make me go outside in the cold. And I literally know nothing of the situation. So I'm gonna learn of it from, I don't know, I guess I'll start with the Customs and Border Patrol. They make an announcement on it, and I'll see what Waltz and Governor Frey has to say. I'm gonna look at all sides. I'm not on any side anymore. I hate both sides. So no one can...
Hey, if you're a gun owner who wants to shoot better, then you're gonna need...
If anyone comes at me calling me biased, for who? I don't know. I'm not voting for anybody anymore. I've lost hope. Also, if you vote, you better actually want to serve your country, because they're gonna make you do fucking jury duty. You think this is a joke? It's not. I voted for Obama, and then all I got was jury duty summonses. Is that what you guys want to do for yourself? Is that how you want to serve your fucking country? Oh, and I'm doing some more doodling. This is pretty much just multitasking work, because I'm becoming the pixel artist of the stars. Let's see what happened in Minnesota today. I'm sure nothing great.
At 9:05 a.m. Central Standard Time, as DHS law enforcement officers were conducting a targeted operation in Minneapolis against an illegal alien, Jose Huerta Chuma. You can see this illegal alien on...
Whoa. In the 90s, weren't we not allowed to say the alien word anymore because it was offensive to, like, extraterrestrial beings or something? We're just calling this person legal alien. I don't know. That last name sounds like they could be from Omaha. We don't know.
On the screen to my left and right, that is Jose Huerta Chuma, whose criminal history includes domestic assault to intentionally inflict bodily harm, disorderly conduct, and driving without a valid license. During this operation...
Oh. Is this Minnesota? Because everyone's allowed to have a driver's license in Minnesota, from what I understood. That's a false charge. You drop that charge, evil Border Patrol.
An individual approached U.S. Border Patrol agents with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun. The agents attempted to disarm the individual, but he violently resisted. Fearing for his life and the lives and safety of fellow officers, a Border Patrol agent fired defensive shots. Medics on the scene immediately delivered medical aid to the subject, but the subject was pronounced dead at the scene. The suspect also had 2 loaded magazines and no accessible ID. This looks like a situation where an individual wanted to do maximum damage and massacre law enforcement.
I've already heard, like I said, I don't actually know the story yet. I haven't started the day, really. Why does this guy look like a nerd? Who let him in the top law enforcement? I guess because he's older. I don't know. He needs to put in some contacts. He looks like Dilbert over here. Think he had a conceal and carry. But I personally would just stay away from the cops with my conceal and carry gun. It just, unless you were purposely fighting the cops to actually stop the Third Reich, I wouldn't do it.
Then, about 200 rioters arrived at the scene and began to obstruct and assault law enforcement. Crowd control measures have been deployed for the safety of the public and law enforcement. This situation is evolving and more information is forthcoming. The officer was highly trained and had been serving as a Border Patrol agent for 8 years. The officer has extensive training as a range safety officer and less lethal.
Okay, so that should all be verifiable. I'm not gonna fucking fact check every goddamn thing, because AI, I think, guys, that's what I'm using, is pretty worthless with fucking breaking news and government credentials. But if that's true, then the narratives of badly trained people is wrong. But also what I believe can happen, everyone else is politicizing everything. When you got all these fucking whistles and drums out there being nuisance sounds as they're meant to be, and you got chaos and you need to do crowd control where all these people, like, I don't know this person, I'm just benefiting of the doubt. It could just be one bad day. It has nothing to do with who's ICE and who's illegal today. It could just be a very human thing that happened. That's why I don't like the only thing I go to Twitter for when it comes to breaking news stories anymore is just to see what team loses today. Who came out to a breaking news story not knowing shit and then just made things up and then looks bad when the truth comes out. That's what you go to Twitter for.
Officer.
When curiosity strikes about the everyday lives of your family, we're here with answers only your ancestors.
Tell me again.
Murder! Okay, that was the actual
Well, as I said,
Border Patrol. Let's see what... Actually, let's start with the mayor. We'll go to the mayor and then work our way up to governor. I've already said I don't really trust a single one of these fucking mayors in any of these situations because they all want to run for governor, and it also looks bad to have any of this stuff happen in their city because if they have to go there to get rid of lawbreakers, it means your city is a lot of lawbreakers, which means you're not doing your job. So you need to spin this to being someone else's fault somehow. That's the game, so I don't trust any mayors.
I just saw a video of more than 6 masked agents pummeling one of our constituents and shooting him to death. How many more residents, how many more Americans need to die or get badly hurt for this operation to end? How many more lives need to be lost before this administration realizes that a political and partisan narrative is not as important as American values?
A partisan narrative isn't as important as American values? American values would be more important than a partisan, than a fucking... I'm trying to see what he's trying to say here, because I view what everybody doing here, Waltz and Frey, unless they're being blackmailed by someone, which is my theory, they just really seem to be gassing up the Democratic Party with the narratives that's going on, because personally, I would just have the National Guard come in and clean this shit up and go back to business as usual. I personally, after all the George Floyd stuff and Black Lives Matter and all those, which we did get the body cams out of, which is great, I would just close that chapter and not be a fucking... Because by the second time that you have drama and riots, it's kind of on you. It's like, yeah, the worst president, America, terrible, oh my god, but the trouble breaks out in the same fucking places all the goddamn time. Why is no one else freaking the hell out?
How many times must local and national leaders must plead with you, Donald Trump, to end this operation and recognize that this is not creating safety in our city? As you'll hear from Director Sayer in just a second, we have seen these kinds of operations in other places, in other countries, but not here in America. Not in
What do you mean? There's always deportations. It's always illegal to be an illegal immigrant. What is this man saying? He's telling me he don't... I don't like this speech at all. Said I'm coming here with no context. But it's just very much you're just playing... You said we're not here for a narrative, but yes, you are. Because just let all the cops and everybody do their fucking job. Why has everyone got to come out here and grandstand? It's just politics. They're just making commercials for themselves. Gross. And I think this guy does drugs, quite frankly.
The way where a great American city is being invaded by its own federal government. I'm done being told that our...
Yeah, I remember when the southern states pulled this game with slavery. Didn't work.
Community members are responsible for the vitriol in our streets. I'm done being told that our local elected officials are solely responsible for turning down the temperature. Just yesterday, we saw 15,000 people peacefully protesting in the streets, speaking out, standing up for their neighbors. Not a single broken window, not a single injury. Those peaceful protests embody the very principles that both Minneapolis and America was founded upon. Conversely, the mass militarized force and unidentified agents who are occupying our streets, that is what weakens our country. That is what erodes trust in both law enforcement and in democracy itself. So to everyone listening.
Meanwhile, my presidential campaign idea, polymark prediction, is that Gretchen Whitmer is just laughing at all these fools. Gavin Newsom and shit. Because I think she knows that Trump will be irrelevant by the time we're running in 2028. So these people are not doing themselves any favors for whatever long game they're trying to play.
Stand with Minneapolis. Stand up for America. Recognize that your children will ask you what side you were on.
Your children will ask you what side were you on in this Minneapolis drama of the day. This is, oh my god, they've arrested like 6 fucking people. Could we stop acting like this is the goddamn deportation is fucking the Alabama church bombings or some shit? We're not living history, actually. It's just the Reagan years all over again.
Children will ask you what you did to act to prevent this from happening again. To make sure that the foundational elements of our democracy were rock solid. What did you do to protect your city? What did you do to protect your nation? This is not what America is about. This is not a partisan issue. This is an American issue.
Oh, well, don't bring me into it. I can give a fuck less what happens in Minnesota, quite honestly. You're kicked out of the Midwest. I proclaimed it. You're not allowed to be part of our club anymore because you are too much drama. Win some college sports. That'll tell them.
This administration and everyone involved in this operation should be reflecting. They should be reflecting right now and asking themselves, what exactly are you accomplishing? If the goal was to achieve peace and safety, this is doing exactly the opposite.
Okay, but peaceful protest, why do we have guns in the street? I mean, Second Amendment, that people can have. I actually do not like conceal and carry. That's my only problem with the gun arguments and gun people. And it's not your right to have your own gun. I just fear the fucking crazy asshole that, like, is going to steal your gun from you if they see it in a holster or something. That's my issue with that. But I don't have enough information here. I just think everyone's been fucking awful at speeches lately, and I wish Minnesota would stop bringing us into their drama.
The goal was to...
People should stop acting a fool as well in the streets. Like, I watched some of these protests. There's little areas. You can always tell, and I understood this too with the Hassan Piker, fucking him blocking the highway or whatever. There's the lawful protest of people who are just minding their own business and they got their signs and there's on the city hall steps. And then you got the cosplayer fools. They get all hyped up and do mosh pit shit and things get crazy.
Achieve calm and prosperity. This is doing exactly the opposite. Are you standing up for American families right now? Or are we tearing them apart? The invasion of these heavily armed masked agents roaming around on our streets of Minneapolis, emboldened with a sense of impunity, it has to end. This is not how it has to be. So,
from the situation I seen, because I'll pull up ground news right now, it just happened, and federal officers shot and killed 37-year-old Minneapolis man during the Department of Homeland Security operation on January 24th. He has since been identified as Alex Peretti, a U.S. citizen and ICU nurse. His family and local officials said, oh, does the left have it? A victim? An actual person who's, like, not a drug dealer or a child molester? Someone who, like, is a net positive to society? Oh, finally, it's happened. Left. I'm sad someone died, but I'm happy you have a good victim now. Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara noted that Petty had no serious criminal history beyond minor traffic tickets and was a lawful gun owner with a permit. City and DHS accounts differ on what led to the confrontation. The shooting, part of a border immigration and enforcement crackdown, is fueled protests, and so, like, it's very basic news here on Ground News. Just what happened. We don't know anything yet. And since we don't know, this was, like, I don't know how long ago this is, but, like, I don't like this speech. I don't think this is going to bring people together or do anything. And you could argue this incident would never happen if, well, it could be on both fucking Trump and this guy's hands. Just pull in the National Guard and clear it the fuck out. But then you can't just do that. They do it. They'll do it for those little National Guard shows Trump puts on. But you can't just, like, willy-nilly do that because you're fucking everyone's rights away if we just clear out protesters.
To President Trump, this is a moment to act like a leader. Put Minneapolis, put America first in this moment. Let's achieve peace. Let's end this operation, and I'm telling you, our city will come back. Safety will be restored. We're asking for you to take action now to remove these federal agents.
Looking for tax help?
Now, once again, you gotta keep in mind, translation. I'm doing my job over here quite well, actually. It's my boss's fault. The federal government's fault. I do nothing wrong. No, not me. Not Jacob Fry. Okay, what's Tim Walz gotta say? The governor, we moved up. Tim Walz is not running for re-election, so he doesn't have any grandstanding speeches to do to run for anything, I don't think.
Long ago stopped. Well, as I said last week, this federal occupation of Minnesota long ago stopped being a matter of immigration enforcement. It's a campaign of organized brutality against the people of our state. And today that campaign claimed another life. I've seen the videos from several angles, and it's sickening.
Yeah, but you did say that last time, and once again, I don't know. I think this one might be a police brutality one, folks. I think this might be the one for the left. But the problem is bad timing, because you guys, they went out on the Renee Good thing so hard, with such false narratives from the very beginning, acting like she was just dropping her kid off at daycare or something and had nothing to do with nothing. Well, that was more of the fucking audience. That wasn't really the politicians. They were all truthful about her being observed or whatever. The point is, it was such a bad start that if this is police brutality, no one's gonna care.
But I have a strong statement here for our federal government. Minnesota's justice system will have the last word on this. It must have the last word. As I told the White House in no uncertain terms this morning, the federal government cannot be trusted to lead this investigation. The state will handle it, period. Let me say something else, and this is critically important.
Because well, I mean, the state is the one that caught all the food bank scams. They snitched on themselves. So maybe that's like the real insult with Minnesota right now, is that, so Nick Shirley would be down there for the daycare videos because the food bank fraud has been exposed. Everybody knows about the Somali fraud in Minnesota. And now he comes down there being an opportunist, and the next thing you know, Homeland Security sends people out there because of Nick Shirley's viral video. So, actually, from Minnesota's point of view here, they already punished and prosecuted some criminals. All that got done under the Biden administration, and now it is kind of like the federal government is up in here. Like, you didn't do good enough and you still suck. I guess that would make you want to start talking hillbilly succession words. So there, devil's advocate here, but I'm just seeing a lot of complaining and a lot of politicking and no solutions.
All of us understand what happened this morning and the tragedy of it, and my deepest sympathies to the family of a 37-year-old Minnesota resident, a lawful firearm concealed permit carrier, something that I've been lectured to by Republicans for decades, that is not only your right, it's your duty.
Good save, Waltz. Make sure to put in there, make sure to shame the Republicans first, because, yeah, that's a fucking weird one. That is a weird one when the Democrats have to come out and, like, protect a fucking gun owner, because usually they say those people are pieces of shit. So you always got to put that in there. Frey, the weaker speech giver, wouldn't have.
We know that the potential to further inflame tensions is high, and to Minnesotans, there's a difference. We want calm and peace and normalcy back to our lives. They want chaos. We cannot and we will not give them what they want by meeting violence with violence. Minnesota and our local law enforcement, as you have seen, have done everything possible to de-escalate. Local media has reported extensively on the cooperation to de-escalate this situation. Donald Trump, I call on you once again, remove this force from Minnesota. They are sowing chaos and violence. We've seen deadly violence from federal agents again and again and again.
Said this might be a case of police brutality, but to be a victim blamer here, it's just like, stop fucking having drama. Cool, there's protests, but then there's, this is the place where the thing's happening. Let's all start trouble. Like, I'm just not having the sympathy card for Minnesota, except for what I just brought up, where they did punish the criminals, and it wasn't good enough for the American people.
But in contrast to that, on these frozen streets, what you witnessed yesterday was the best of Minnesotans, peacefully exercising their First Amendment rights. And I attended in the church basement hundreds of Minnesotans from all faith packing care packages for families that have been ripped apart.
See, now this is driving me crazy, because I was seeing this on ground news too, where people having underground railroads for all the immigrants in Minnesota. And I'm just, so the thing with the 5-year-old happened. I guess I didn't really study that, but who's getting separated? I just, like, when people bring up this stuff, that's why I've got such a benefit of the doubt. I really need you to add context. Like, if we don't let YouTubers get away with this shit, why do we let our politicians get away with this shit? Like, he just had an example there to shut the Republicans up with the Second Amendment thing with the guns. Why couldn't he have done that for this? Give me an example.
Despite the horrific acts by this federal government.
Dude, these sign language interpreters are the real heroes of our government, and they don't get shouted out enough. I'll just thank you for shouting them out. Waltz is primo.
Minnesotans are standing up for the rule of law. They're protesting loudly and urgently, but peacefully. It must stay that way, Minnesota. Minnesotans are witnessing, and we're creating a log of...
But thank you for telling them to be peaceful and not fight in the streets. I didn't get that vibe from Phrase, actually.
...evidence for the future prosecution of ICE agents and officials responsible for this. They're helping their neighbors. They're walking their kids to school. They're feeding families. I salute their courage and their restraint, and I call on all Americans to see the decency that this state is exhibiting and the horrific cruelty,
Okay, this is the part of these speeches I don't like. Why are you bringing the rest of us into it? Yeah, we're commenting on it on Twitter, but like, I'm not going to do anything about it, Waltz. I don't live there.
Professional, absolute abomination that is passing for what these ICE agents are doing on our streets.
Was he about to say a curse word? Oh, that's no good. Actually, I like it when they cuss, though.
They think they can provoke us into abandoning our values. Well, they're dead wrong. We'll keep the peace, we'll secure the justice with our neighbors, and we'll see this occupation ends. Minnesotans and Minnesota law enforcement that continuously is being denigrated by this administration will continue to be the adults in the room, the professionals in the room, the decent human beings in the room that will keep the peace.
What if you could clean your retainer?
Okay, now I'm gonna have to get the fucking C-SPAN on him getting grilled by the Washington, D.C. because it's kind of funny. They kind of call Tim Waltz a bully. It's real YouTube drama standard stuff. Way better speech than Frey gave, but stop bringing me into it, Minnesota. I'm gonna build a wall to keep you all out. Now let's see what Donald Trump had to say. We heard from 2 Democrats. Loaded up over here, but I'll read it. At him. And I read the story off Ground News. There's not much details for us regular folk, and I don't care what Twitter has to say, but this is different. This is Truth Social. This is the gunman's gun, loaded with 2... And Donald Trump just doesn't sound the way he does in real life on these Truth Socials, quite frankly. This is the gunman's gun, loaded with 2 additional full magazines and ready to go. What is that all about? Where are the local police? Why weren't they allowed to protect ICE officers? The mayor and governor called them off? It is stated that many of these police were not allowed to do their job. Same criticism for you, Trump. Put a video clip, or, and not one of them AI clips, just, you know, proof of Minnesota police not doing something. That would make the mayor look bad. That would be a win for you. Why is everyone too lazy to add context? But this is a, like, 4 a.m. Truth Social Donald post, so we're asking a lot. It is stated that many of these police were not allowed to do their job. The ICE had to protect themselves. Not an easy thing to do. Why does Ilhan Omar have $34 million in her account? Well, we're dealing with a possible police brutality thing. She is actually not on trial. But they brought your name into their mouth over and over again over Minnesota when you had nothing to do with it. So I guess here we are, in the dirt. And where are the tens of billions of dollars that was stolen from the once great state of Minnesota? We are there because of the massive monetary fraud, with billions of dollars missing in illegal criminals that were allowed to infiltrate the state through the Democrats' open border policy. He is such a fucking promoter. He's always got these terms capitalized, ready to go. We want the money back, and we want it back now. Now, were you guys aware? I thought we were getting illegal immigrants and criminals. Were you aware that we're gonna seize that fucking money back? That's what Trump knows about making a deal. It's, you got a thing, and I didn't get a service, so give it back. There probably is nothing to get back. I guess they can repossess a lot of cars. This is no different than a really big bank robbery. Much of what you're witnessing is a cover-up for this theft and fraud. The mayor and governor are inciting insurrection with their pompous and dangerous and arrogant etiquette. Oh my god, now Trump is really fucking just unmasking himself as the true Democrat that he always was, because now he's the one who's part of the harassment campaign. He's the Anita Sarkeesian. These people with their aggressive language. These sanctimonious political fools should be looking for the billions of dollars that has been stolen from the people of Minnesota. And here we go again. They are working on it, Trump. That's the thing. They were working on it, and then you punish them because some guy made a video. I mean, the daycare stuff. Yes, go look into it, but they already were. I just am mad that people decided to schedule the yearly protest riots in fucking Minnesota when they already had one. It's, like, ridiculous, really. Like, what venue do they think they have? There's a lot of snow and shit. Oh, wait, that's not Donald Trump. That's me. 10,000 illegal alien criminals, many of them violent, this is all lies, have been arrested and taken out of Minnesota. Like, they took, like, 6 people. If they were still there, you would see something far worse than you're witnessing today. Among other things, this is a cover-up for the billions of dollars that has been stolen from the once great state, but soon to be great again, of Minnesota, President Donald J. Trump. Is he gonna call Minnesota Donald Trump state? That'll get him. Minnesota officials. Okay, let's see what the people are saying. Minnesota officials would rather have their own citizens kill themselves recklessly over simply cooperating to get rid of illegals that shouldn't be here. What a shithole. Well, this person's being quite biased against that Minnesota. An armed retard fought federal law enforcement and found out. Now, I can't argue that's not true. Literally nobody. Trump. The bank account, that was pretty funny. Alright, I'm gonna see if we can find Waltz in Congress. He was getting called a bully. It was pretty funny. Yeah, Gestapo remarks. He gets told that he's a feelings hurter. As the Republicans should do. They've been being bullied for quite the while.
I recognize Ms. Mace from South Carolina.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Welcome to the unofficial 2028 Democrat presidential primary right here on stage at the Oversight Committee. Governor Newsom must be seething. The 3 of you beat him to the stage, but...
Whoa, we're just starting. See, this is what I'm saying. This is what you miss on fucking C-SPAN and actually watching the shit that happens in the government. We are just starting with dramas right fucking now. Saying, welcome to the fucking Democrat presidential primaries, apparently.
He's a little busy right now, defending illegals and defending Antifa, torching what is left of Los Angeles. Governor Walz knows the playbook. In 2020, he rolled out the red carpet for anarchists while Minnesotans watched their neighborhoods burn. You've turned your states into sanctuaries for illegals. You've done more to shield MS-13 than to protect the single mom working 2 jobs in Chicago, Queens, or Minneapolis. And you've worked harder against ICE than...
Now remember, people who need to watch the Destinys and the Kyle Kalinskys and the Ben Shapiros and all that. She is making these claims that we have heard on Minnesota. But here's the difference between Mace and people on Twitter. Waltz is going to get to defend himself. So we don't have to defend these losers, actually. They go to Congress and they do it them damn selves. You just don't want to watch it because it's boring.
With them. So Governor Walz, and boy does that feel nice to say the word governor, my first question is for you. Did you know that...
Well, this is probably why he feels personally insulted, though. I mean, she's being fucking rude. Like, it was funny to call it the Democratic primary, but rude, Mace.
Nazis killed 6 million Jews during the Holocaust.
Oh, purity tested.
It's a yes or no question. Did you know the Nazis killed 6 million Jews during the Holocaust?
Pushing my button down.
Okay.
Yes, I believe that's historic.
Okay, would you agree the Holocaust is the most horrific atrocity?
Okay, guys. The Republican Party has decided to take up our duty of purity testing. Waltz is not a Holocaust denier. Thank goodness.
In human history, yes or no?
I think the Holocaust ranks amongst them, yeah.
Did you know the Nazi Gestapo imprisoned, tortured, and murdered Jews by the hundreds of thousands and committed genocide against
See, guys, when you always bring up the World War II happened and bad things happened, they know too. They know in Congress. They're quite aware. They're letting you know right here with Waltz.
The Jews. Did you know that?
I do know they operated as secret.
Did you know ICE has done none of that? Yes or no?
Operated as a secret police force?
No, that's not the question. Did you know that ICE has not committed genocide against anyone?
Yes.
What the hell did you just say there, Mace? Mace? It's not what it's called.
So I do know that.
Okay. Do you apologize for your disgusting comparison of ICE to the Gestapo, who killed hundreds of thousands of Jews during the Holocaust?
As a history teacher.
Yes or no is the question.
A historical
You're a
comparison.
governor. You understand what the question is. It's yes or no. Will you?
Oh, there's the back pedal. It's just a historical comparison. It's not a bullying. That's like when you go around school and call everyone a whole bunch of Van Goghs or something. I don't know.
Apologize for what you said about ICE, comparing them to
ICE to
Gestapo.
identify who they are when they operate, to not use unmarked.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, this governor or honorable can't answer the question. Do you believe the Nuremberg trials were a good exercise in holding the Nazis accountable? Yes or no?
I think due process.
Okay, so are you calling for ICE agents to be brought to a tribunal under the threat of death by comparing them to the Gestapo?
Yeah, guys. This is a pretty good argument. As annoying as Mace is, I think that this is just like good legal on the court. If you believe ICE is the Gestapo and is the exact same thing as the SS secret police, then why aren't we doing a Nuremberg trials, liberals? Why are you beating up Minnesotans in the streets? Ask them why they're lazy, Mace.
Oh.
Everyone is afforded due process.
What don't you understand about yes or no? Like, what can't you comprehend about yes or no questions? Do you still want to abolish ICE? Do you still want to abolish ICE? Yes or no?
I said I wanted to abolish ICE.
Didn't you march in a rally calling for ICE's abolishment?
Not that I can recall, Congressman.
Well, according to widespread media reports, you did.
And the media is always correct.
How do you rate Kamala Harris?
Oh, this is interesting human moment. Yeah, Waltz. We'll fight her on this. You guys hate the media when it's talking shit about you, but when it's talking shit about the Democrats, then all of a sudden it's a good news source. That's fucking rules for me and not for thee.
Harris's job as board czar. I want a number between 1 and 10. How was she as board czar?
I wouldn't have a way to measure that. I was not in the administration.
Weren't you her running mate for vice president?
As
Okay, Mace, that don't mean shit.
in the campaign.
And you
wasn't part of
can't
the
rate her role as board czar on a scale of 1 to 10. Was she great at 10 or was she a 1? Terrible.
I think her proposal that she put forward to make sure we had the bipartisan immigration.
It wasn't bipartisan. Did you ever personally speak with Kamala about Joe Biden's cognitive collapse?
Not that I can recall, Congressman.
Not as her running mate for vice president. You never once talked to her about the president and why she was nominated instead of him.
No, not that I can recall.
What kind of operation were you guys running over there?
I was more concerned with Donald Trump's cognitive.
Thank God he's...
See, Trump and his cronies are absolutely no better in this fucking child match. Because all they gotta do is just switch, just play the high ground. Keep calling them bullies and shit. But don't fucking play the game of needing to diss Kamala Harris. She's not in office right now. That everyone needs to stop putting on trial those who are not.
He's president and J.D. Vance is vice president and not you. Have you ever served in a combat zone, Governor?
I have not, Congresswoman.
Okay. Are you still friends with school shooters?
No, that's Derek Savage, Mace. I don't think Waltz hangs out with any school shooters. Like I said, she had a good start and then she's just being petty.
I've never been a friend with a school shooter.
Didn't you say you were friends with school shooters on the debate stage?
Oh, Congresswoman.
Yeah. Is bullying, my mom was a teacher. I'm a high school dropout. We can talk about that later. Is bullying okay?
Is bullying okay as a teacher?
Is bullying okay, yes or no? Is it okay to bully somebody?
I think
Yes
there's
or
a
no?
time to push back at a bully. So yes, I do think there's a time.
So you think it's okay to bully others?
I think it's okay to bully the bully at times.
Well,
This user, Governor Waltz, said, bullying's okay when it's time to stand up for yourself. There it is. He's revealed the Democrat playbook in case you were curious. We would never be bullies. Bullies are bad. Bullies, bad things always happen to them in the Disney movies, but when a bully is bullying you, then go tell them their dad is gay. That'll show them.
showing that the Democrat Party is a party of violence. Were you at Tiananmen Square?
Have I been to Tiananmen Square? I have.
Were you at Tiananmen Square?
I have been at Tiananmen Square.
When were you there?
Oh, as I recall, January of 1990.
Okay. What is a woman? What is a woman is the question.
13 minutes, and why are you going through all the Republican talking points? Talk about Minnesota, Mace. God, I've turned on you.
I'm not sure I understand the question here.
Well, that.
What do you want me to say? This is.
I want you to say that a woman.
Because this is where it's fun. You see, Waltz is not seeking re-election. He's done. He's out. So now he gets to play the game of, oh, fuck the media, and I'm just answering your questions. Oh, look at me from Minnesota. She's the one who's trying to farm clips. That's what they do in Congress. They're all clip farmers.
Like me is an adult human female, that men can't become women. You guys are the party of violence, and you're the party erasing women. You don't respect us.
But when you do this for this argument,
based? Based?
Yes, Mace, we do not allow misogyny in these hollowed halls. Everything you say is correct. With you.
You're a bigot. You're a misogynist. You're a sexist. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Congresswoman.
Yeah, see, everybody be out here thinking that the Republicans, are being a pro-stupid party because they say drop out of school. Nah, look at everybody who's dropped out of school on the Republican Party. They're all Congress people. You're just all mad that you are in student debt and they're not. When they get their lobbying, bribing money, no one's taking anything from it. Especially that Sally Mae.
Lady,
Mr.
back.
Chairman,
It
I would ask
recognizes Mr.
unanimous consent.
Ocasio-Cortez from New York.
All right, well, that was some kind of bingo going on over there. I don't know what's going on. Anyways.
Thank you, AOC. Thank you. That was a bingo card. That was some Pixie Lock style shit.
Oh, I know what's going on.
Thank you to the witnesses for coming here.
You guys, I take back what I said. We can't have women. There's a reason our founding fathers in the Congress in 1776 was the way it was because it was a whole bunch of gay men that didn't want to be around their wives that they were forced to marry. So they decided, it'd be awesome. What if we went miles away to a place where we all scream at each other and dress fabulous and make cool quotes that will be remembered through all of history? That sounds way fucking better than what we were doing over here. And then along came the women to ruin politics for everybody with their pubic hairs on the Diet Coke cans. And now this. That was some fucking white girl bully energy. Mace, you just lost all high ground.
Today, I apologize for the treatment that the four of you have been subjected to. And Governor Walz, I just have to say, I know you're getting a lot of grief from the majority here, but, we are talking about individuals who have cheered on an individual who issued a Nazi salute from behind the presidential seal of.
Okay, you brought African-American autistic Elon Musk, who doesn't work for the White House, into this anymore. You lost your points now. I thought the world's ending. Is there not enough to talk about that we're bringing up drama from 3 months ago? Are we not? Is things not going on with Venezuela and Greenland? This is what we be talking about, huh? Elon Musk. I think he had a spasm, quite honestly. That's my theory. But that's just a politics theory.
The United States of America, who have cheered on the pardoning of individuals who attacked the United States.
Now, I didn't do that, but I did cheer on the release of Roger Stone. I mean, guys, he does us no good in prison. He needs to be free with his wonderful Nixon back tattoo.
States Capitol and flew a Nazi flag and the flag of the Confederacy, traitors to the United States, sworn enemies of the United States.
Okay, I wouldn't bring up the Confederacy in defense of Minnesota right now. No. AOC. Your fucking script writers are doing bad. Give me a call.
United States of America through the capital of this nation. And now they want to act offended because someone has the courage to say, if it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, maybe it's a duck. So I want to thank you for not wavering.
So this is the squad leader. We seen her yesterday with Paris Hilton. This is the one everyone's hyping up. This is the liberal knight. She just basically did a I told you, I know you are, but what am I argument. That's what she did. She even did if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck. She's hitting them with the rhymes. This is really the meeting on who is the bully.
To their bullying.
This isn't politics. This is bully court. There's bullying happening in the White House. And you know what bullying can lead to.
Which is unconscionable and sad to see. So I just wanted to let you know that, Governor. Thank you.
Thank you, Congresswoman.
To the three of you, Governor Walz, Governor Pritzker, and Governor Hochul, you three have each sworn an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, correct? I'll start with you.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I have.
And I imagine that also includes the Fourth and Fifth Amendment protections for due process and the rule of law.
It does.
Sure does.
Yes.
And that means protecting your people in your states, U.S. citizens and every individual, because that is what makes America great, that we have, that we...
What do you mean make America great?
Suspicious.
What language, AOC?
Are a land of the free and of rule of law to protect them from infringements of their civil liberties, correct?
Okay, I'm gonna be real, because people also be hyping up AOC to run as the Democratic nominee. I don't see it this time around. Maybe in the future when she gets more of an Elizabeth Warren face, because I think the problem with that one is gonna be the male vote, everybody. Because I think 50% of men just hate her on principle, but another 50% will love her. It's complicated. We got to consider this with the female candidates. Kind of like how Hillary Clinton was a fuck-up. Everyone knew she looked like a lizard person, and yet ran her anyway.
Now, what we are seeing is a pattern where ICE is breaking the law. We have the detention of a U.S. citizen who has been detained by immigration officials. We have ICE here that has also blamed and arrested U.S. citizens for being simply suspected of being an immigrant, largely because of their appearance. In January, a Chicago-based U.S.-born citizen, Julio Noriega, was arrested by ICE and held in custody for over 10 hours.
Now, even though she's got a similar last name, I feel like she spent time practicing all those. She made sure that one had to be nailed. I saw some of them messed up yesterday.
April, a Florida highway patrol officer pulled over Juan Carlos Lopez Gomez, a United States-born citizen, and arrested him on suspicion of being in the country illegally. He had his real ID, his social security card, his mother presented his birth certificate, and they still didn't let him go.
Well, this is a little statistic wraparound the Democrats are doing, because I learned in a legal video that ICE is allowed to detain anybody they suspect of being an illegal immigrant. They are allowed to do that. So they could just suspect, they literally are allowed to racially profile, yes. So like, but this is where I have an issue. AOC. So like a lot of the people they say are arrested and rounded up, that means they were detained. They were like interrogated and then they were let out. So yeah, there's probably assholes doing things, but like they could change the law on the standards. They're in the room where that happens. But somehow this is everyone else's fault. Don't you fall for any of these politicians on the left or the right that try to make you, the voter, feel guilty. They're the ones who are supposed to be working for us. Dance, monkeys, dance.
Go. In May, U.S. citizen Leonardo Garcia Venegas was filming an ICE raid. He was arrested by ICE. In May, a veteran and U.S. citizen who is Puerto Rican, was detained during an ICE raid at...
See, detained. Never said arrested and deported. Detained. But... hot news, the cops can detain you as well, but they only get one shot at that 72-hour hold, so they better have some good shit.
His workplace in New York City. That's called a paper bag test. And your job, Governor Hochul, is to protect people from that kind of infringement, correct?
Yes.
Because that's the thing with detainment for regular U.S. citizens. If you have... because what detainment is you are evidence. You, the human being, are evidence in an ongoing investigation. And they don't trust you to not disappear or not leave town. So they got to keep you in the interrogation room or in jail, somewhere where they know where you are. For all we know, like I said, this is some real statistic games all these politicians could be playing. This could all be things that are like unrelated matters. Like, it's like, oh, can you do a favor and go pull over that guy since you're ICE? You can go detain him. Just say, oh, I suspect him of being an immigrant, but really we need him to testify for this completely unrelated thing. So there could be there's a lot of statistic trickery for them to say that, but it makes them look bad. I think it just makes them look anti-law, like you're saying.
Because all of us must adhere to the law, and no one is above it. So if a U.S. citizen tries to break the law, or if an ICE officer tries to break the law, your job is to uphold the law, correct?
We absolutely uphold the laws of the United States Constitution and the Constitution of the state of New York.
And sanctuary states are about U.S. citizens as well, having sanctuary against the attacks on our constitutional rights from illegal search.
Okay, so yeah, I'm really confused about what a sanctuary state actually is. I thought it was a place where everyone who got asylum went or something. I guess it's places where we just say, fuck the police. That's crazy. I was lied to. So I thought when something happens at a sanctuary city, it was the government beating up the brown people. It's all just a whole bunch of hillbillies. Hi, Tonto. The hillbillies are trying to make an argument, and I found way better arguments for them, but they won't take them. They won't listen. And yet Elizabeth Warren still asks me for money every day. Why?
And seizure. There is nothing preventing ICE from issuing a warrant and you having complete compliance with their request. Correct, Governor Hochul?
We comply in cases where there's been criminal activity alleged. Yes, we always do. But we're not involved in civil immigration enforcement because our state police that I control have to deal with other crimes that they're solving.
And apologies, I just have 10 seconds left. But when they say illegal versus legal immigration, they are trying to end legal status in the United States as well. Correct, Governor Pritzker, with the end of TPS and making people undocumented.
Okay, AOC, why did it take you this long to get here? I know Mace threw you off your game because she was being a petty little other woman type activity. But here you go. Here's your moment. Do it. Go viral. Get clip farmed. Is there a secret plot to turn the legal immigrants illegal and then we can deport them and say they were illegal anyway? If there is, break down how it works, please. Add context, please. We have 3 minutes.
Documented by removing legal status, ending legal status, and then having the audacity to call them illegal when they were here documented, correct?
Taking students' visas away from people, taking their legal right to be in the United States away from them when they've been granted maybe years earlier to stay.
So I don't want to hear about how this is about illegal versus legal immigration. They are attacking legal status and removing legal status. The Republican majority is anti-legal immigration in the United States. And I want to make that very clear, and I yield back.
Then why are a lot of them... Oh! AOC is the truth! She figured it out, because I was about to ask, well, then why is there a bunch of, like, immigrants in ICE and in police enforcement and stuff? And it's so after they gets rid of all the immigrants. Oh, everybody said, get rid of ICE. We hate them. They're bad. And then the government will be like, okay, we'll deport ICE too. And then the Republican goal will be done. Donna. Donna. Why hasn't Trump rounded up AOC yet if this is an evil dictatorship?
Chair now recognizes
Mr. Chair. Unanimous consent request.
Mr. Frost.
Unanimous consent request into the record a NBC article. Senator Alex Padilla removed from news conference with Homeland Security Secretary Noem.
All right, without objection to order.
I have another one, the Hill article. Padilla forcibly removed from Noem press conference.
Without objection to order.
And I have a third one, Axios Democratic Senator forcibly removed from...
The fuck is Padilla? Why does no one stay on task? God damn it, Democrats. Every time AOC did a good job, and then here comes a man to drop the ball. Or is this a Republican? I don't like that suit. Stop trying to make plaid work. You're just trying to make the fucking 70s come back. Frost v. Nixon for sure.
DHS press conference.
Without objection to order.
Mr. Chair, also, we were just talking about this. I want to know if you can commit to working with us so we can...
You're out of order. Chair recognizes
I have
Ms.
a point
Green.
of, I have a point of order.
No.
I have a point of order.
State your point.
We need to subpoena.
That's not
Secretary
a point of order.
Noem.
Chair recognizes
We
Ms.
just talked
Green.
about this
That's
earlier.
not a point.
We talked
Thank you,
about
Mr. Chairman. Reclaiming my time. Reclaiming my
Chair
time.
recognizes Ms. Green.
To the ground.
Who the fuck was that? I'm with Comer on this. What was that? That was not on subject or on task at all, as I said. People just be in here interjecting with their mainstream media articles. Why doesn't this guy take it to Trump? Go to the press secretary. Is he not cool enough to get on the plane? Probably because of that suit. Like, Trump doesn't want to hang out with people who dress bad.
Reclaiming my time.
In handcuffs, in his own damn
Oh, Democrats can't follow the rules. Can't follow the law. Can't follow the rules. Can't follow the law.
Subpoena.
Now that's a funny meme.
Mace got it back. She threw it away on pettiness, but she got it back, folks.
Kristi Noem. It's
Chair
her staff.
recognizes Ms. Green.
DHS
Now Kristi Noem's on fucking trial. She's not here.
There's a privilege of the majority, and that means we're in charge, not your side, because you lost the
All right,
election.
Ms. Green, we're going to start the
because
clock.
you supported the
Frost.
invasion of our country.
All right.
It's my
Will
time.
you commit on the record
Stop
to
the
work
clock.
with
My time.
subpoena
Thank you,
Kristi
Mr.
Noem?
Chairman. Thank you,
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
You're out of order.
Oh, I thought that was Mace. Of course. Why are all these fucking... What committee is this? Why is Green, AOC, fucking Mace, all these people on the same goddamn... That's too many. No, someone's got to go. There's too many Real Housewives over here. This is bullshit.
Chair recognizes
Will
Ms.
you
Green.
commit on the
Thank
record
you.
to subpoenaing Kristi Noem because a U.S. senator was just thrown to the ground and detained in his own
Democrats
case?
can't follow the rules.
out of
Can't
order.
follow the law.
Will you
Can't
commit-
follow the
Shut
rules.
up. Just shut up.
No.
Who's she yelling at, Marjorie, or this person? Look, everybody, did you think people were professional in plotting your doom in this great hollowed halls? No. No, not at all. This is what happens.
Oh, you don't. No, you're not going to tell me to shut up.
Let's how do you get him in order? You're running for the
Not like that.
he has been out of order 6 times. He's trying to get on MSNBC. You probably knocked somebody off
I don't have any problem
MSNBC
getting
to
on
get on there.
MSNBC.
Whoa! Just straight up called him a fucking clip farming clout shark. Because that's what he is. You're just trying to get on MSNBC. See, these politicians don't actually like the mainstream media, except for during election year. Then they all fucking love it.
See, that's
I think because he's been arrested as a former
Yeah, well,
Antifa
okay,
member,
here,
right?
back to order, Ms. Green. Go.
He's a
go.
former Antifa
All right, Ms.
member,
Green, you're
Mr.
recognized.
Chairman.
You got
no
it.
surprise.
Who's a former
Yours.
Antifa member? Me?
Yeah, you.
I asked that these words be taken down.
No, Ms. Green,
Thank you.
you're
I
recognized.
asked that
Thank
these
you,
words be
Mr.
taken
Chairman.
down.
There's a motion.
Governor
Ms.
Hochul,
Green is recognized.
Governor
I asked that
Hochul,
these
you
words be taken
stated
down.
that you're a
This is what the mainstream media don't want you to see.
proud Democrat, proud registered
All
Democrat.
right, we got to suspend. There's been a parliamentary move. They said they weren't going to do that. What's the? Recognize Ms. Mace.
That was amazing. Oh fuck, this is from 7 months ago. This isn't even the daycare shit. This is from 7 months ago. Waltz was already talking, so nothing even happened yet. What? We're already having a meeting on bullying. So, in a way, though, doesn't that mean the Republicans, dare I say it, disgusting, but everything's got a horseshoe and clock's gotta be right twice a day? We're right about all this. That's what I've been saying about all this Nazi fascism language. There is no fascism in fucking America. Honestly, some of you have too many fucking rights, as far as I'm concerned. That he's getting called out on this shit 7 months ago. And Marjorie Taylor Greene and Mace and all them are getting their white woman fingers out, being like, meh! And then AOC's all like, meh! And yet, here we are with this drama. Months later, people are dead. U.S. citizens dead. Not any migrants or nothing, thank goodness. Maybe if this rhetoric hadn't happened, if people would have learned their lesson from this little hearing, these people wouldn't be dead. So, guess what we've discovered again, guys? The government is to blame. She resigned? No. All right. We're going to learn about how screen time hurts kids' cognitive development. That's what they were learning at the C-SPAN. We're going to finally have the government give their feelings on iPad babies.
Imagine being able to build anything.
Imagine. Remember when Melania gave, like, the best speech ever and then she was an android the whole time? Pretty fucked. That happened last political stream. No, you know what? That sucks. We need Marjorie Taylor Greene in that Congress forever, but only if she wears one of the wigs like they did back in the day.
My name is Dr. Jared Cooney Horvath. I'm a former teacher turned cognitive neuroscientist who focuses on human learning. And I do not receive funding, nor have I ever, from big tech. So a sad fact our generation has to face is this.
Based? Based?
We have a hero, ladies and gentlemen. They take no money from Apple or Microsoft or any crazy companies that no one's ever heard of before that have $3 trillion somehow. This could be one of the good ones.
Our kids are less cognitively capable than we were at their age. Since we've been standardizing and measuring cognitive development since the late 1800s, every generation has outperformed their parents, and that's exactly what we want. We want sharper kids. And the reason for this largely has been school. Each generation spends more time in school. We use school to develop our cognition. Congratulations, you see your correlation. Until Gen Z. Gen Z is the first generation in modern history.
Whoa! Uh-oh! Gen Z on trial in Congress. Get got, bitches. Fucking finally time to get sent back to school, Billy Madison style.
To underperform us on basically every cognitive measure we have, from basic attention, to memory, to literacy, to numeracy, to executive functioning, to even general IQ, even though they go to more school than we did. So why? What happened? What happened around 2010 that decoupled schooling from cognitive development? It can't be school. Schools basically look the same. It can't be biology. This hasn't had enough time to change. The answer appears to be the tools we are using within schools to drive that learning. Across 80 countries, as Jean was just saying, if you look at the data, once countries adopt digital technology widely in schools, performance goes down significantly, to the point where kids who use computers about 5 hours per day in school for learning purposes will score over 2/3 of a standard deviation less than kids who rarely or never touch tech at school. And that's across 80 countries. Bring it home to the US. Let's go to the US. We have our NAEP. That's our big data. Take any state, and here's a fun experiment you can try. Take any state NAEP data, compare that to when that state adopted one-to-one technology widely, and watch what happens. The NAEP data will plateau and then start to drop. Now, as Jean said, of course, this is all correlative. What we really want is causative. To get causation, what you need is academic research, and you need mechanisms, explanations for why we're seeing what we're seeing. Luckily, we have academic research stretching back to 1962 that shows the exact same story for 60 years. When tech enters education, learning goes down. In fact, one of the biggest...
It's true, because the stupid kids are gonna spend more time trying to write boobs on the fucking calculator. I bet you before the calculator came around, when kids had to show their work on fucking paper in the Little House on the Prairie days, I bet they didn't draw boobs and dicks, because they would have gotten in trouble. But then comes the calculator, and I bet you work productivity went down. Now they can just... I did spend a lot of class time, instead of learning, trying to figure out what proxy website to use to get on MySpace. We spend more time being criminals in school, and then they're all shocked we come out as criminals.
Ed psychologist right now, Dylan William out of the UK, recently said, Ed tech is a revolution that's been coming for 60 years, and we're gonna have to wait another 60 because it ain't doing anything. Now that's research, but now we need mechanisms. Luckily, over the last about 2 decades, we've been doing a lot of work in what we call the science of learning. How do human beings learn? And we now have the clear understanding of why tech does not work for learning, and it is all biological. It's not that the tech isn't being used well enough, we haven't been trained enough, we need better programs. It's we have evolved biologically to learn from other human beings, not from screens. And screens circumvent that process. I won't go too deeply into the mechanisms, they can get boring, but just know they're there if you want to talk.
Ha ha. Eminem said, put the parents of America on trial. We're supposed to learn from them. They were supposed to teach us. But no, they put us in front of the TV. Luckily, though, I learned from the TV. How to fucking... Because there's only so many people in the world. I know a scammer when I see one, and they're in both the Democrat and the Republican Party. I won't be fooled. I feel like I was neighbors with that guy back there. I feel like I know that guy. That's what's nice about politics. Sometimes you might know someone. This is for the everyman.
Talk about them. So that leaves us with 2 options. Option 1, when you know something is wrong, do better. So we could just say, hey, mea culpa, get some of this tech out of schools, go back to what we know works, some analog methods, cool. Or 2, we could redefine our terms. We could redefine what it means to be an effective learner. I want to end with one quick story here. Think back to your childhood, to your schooling. I guarantee all of us at one point took a test on reading comprehension. And the way it looked is this. Here's a passage of about 750 words. Here are 10 to 12 questions about that passage. Most of them are inferential, not factual. They're asking you to go beyond what you just read to see what you understood. Cool. Last year, the SATs had a reading comprehension section. Here's what it looked like. Here is a single sentence of 75 words. Here is one question, fact-based, about...
Is this why these kids are so stressed out and go to the drugs easy now? Because you don't just go into the SATs, you know. You go study for it. You do the ACTs and all that. Like, are they just like learning how to read when they practice the reading comprehension part? Because there's always going to be the reading comprehension part.
That sentence. Next. Here is another sentence of 75 words. Here is one question about that sentence. Next. Last year, they redefined reading comprehension to mean 54 short sentences with one question about each. That is skimming. That's not reading. Why would we ever do that? Because what do kids do on computers? They skim. So rather than determining what do we want our children to do and gearing education towards that, we are redefining education to better suit the tool. That's not progress, that is surrender. So as we go through our discussion today, there's gonna be a lot of talk about smartphones and social media, rightly so. But I'm the voice here to remind you that even in schools, it doesn't matter what the size of the screen is, if it's a phone, if it's a laptop, if it's a desktop, and it doesn't matter who bought it. Is it school sanctioned? Does it have the word education stamped on it? It doesn't matter. All of these things are also gonna hurt learning, which in turn are gonna hurt our kids' cognitive development, right at the time when we need our kids to be sharper than we are. So thank you guys so much for today. I look forward to talking with y'all.
If you live in a Michigan zip code and have zero...
You know, what the fuck, all these people who make video essays and like H-Bomber guy acting like he's saving the world all the time. You could just go to Congress and state your case. Like, you can't, most people won't be there or nothing, but like you do, you let them know the data. They know the media's bullshit because the media lies about them all the fucking time. What do you guys say, Christy Gnome?
Here at the FEMA headquarters and have opened our National Response Coordination Center and are working with local and state...
Excuse me, what? Excuse me, what? FEMA? We're on Fox News, but it's a live stream, so it's okay. Well, it's a clip from a live stream. I was told that the evil Republicans got rid of FEMA because they hate saving lives. What is this? Why are we here? It doesn't exist anymore. Excuse me?
Authorities to make sure that we're getting individuals and communities pre-deployed resources that they may need and also preparing them for the upcoming days, which will significantly impact them and their citizens. The Trump administration and FEMA are working closely with them to get them information, to get them resources, and to help them be prepared and well-equipped for the road ahead as we go through this next week. But before I take any questions and give more details on the storm and its impact, I do want to address the tragic situation that we saw
weather! Woo!
In Minneapolis today that unfolded on the streets. It occurred with DHS law enforcement as they carried out their lawful duties to keep Americans safe in the threat of criminal illegal aliens in this country. At 9:05 a.m. Central Time, the Department of Homeland Security law enforcement officials and officers were conducting targeted operations in Minneapolis against an illegal...
Okay, we got Foray and Waltz's stories, and then we got Trump's, which doesn't matter because I don't even think the Republicans care about what Trump says, actually. That's why we need to watch more of these Congresses. I want to see if there's ever been like a Democrat being like, well, Trump said, and a Republican being like, so who cares? He says a lot of things at 4 a.m. on Truth Social. But now we're getting her story. So there was a pursuit of an illegal alien, so there's just some American fool who got involved.
Law enforcement officials and officers were conducting targeted operations in Minneapolis against an illegal alien whose criminal history included domestic assault with intentionally inflicting bodily harm, disorderly conduct, and driving without a valid license. An individual.
Okay, so her and Waltz's breakdown of this person lines up.
Approached U.S. Border Patrol officers with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun. The officers attempted to disarm this individual, but the armed suspect reacted violently. Fearing for his life and for the lives of his fellow officers around him, an agent fired defensive shots. Medics were on the scene immediately and attempted to deliver medical aid to the subject, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. The suspect also had 2 magazines with ammunition in them that held dozens of rounds. He also had no ID. This looks like a situation where an individual arrived at this scene to inflict maximum damage on individuals and to kill law enforcement. About hundreds of protesters then showed up at the scene. They began to obstruct.
I personally try not to watch videos on people getting shot, so I have not examined the situation. Might be police brutality. It might just be human fuckery, because I, once again, conceal and carry. Second Amendment right. He's allowed to do that. Why are you coming at the cops unless you're, like, helping them fight the aliens? Why are you doing that? What situation led up to this? And then there's a whole bunch of fucking chaos. All these crazy people screaming mean things, being a bunch of bullies, and the whistles and the drums. I can definitely see one of these people having a bad day.
And to assault law enforcement officers. We saw objects being thrown at them, including ice and other objects, and a rampant assault began, and even an HSI.
Okay, that can't be downplayed. I do not think that should be downplayed at all. They are in, like, negative 10-degree weather. That ice is a weapon. Throwing ice at ice might sound a little fun. No, it's not. Especially, has anyone ever done that bullshit to you where they stuck a frozen fucking ice in the middle of a snowball and tossed it at you? No, that never happened to you because you're alive to tell the tale. It didn't happen, and you should be thankful for that. So, like, oh my god, all the people who are gonna go to jail are all just the fucking mentally ill Americans throwing ice. Thank goodness, I approve of all this now. No one getting shot, of course. But the ice throwers, they need to get rounded up.
Officer agent's finger was bitten off. Crowd control measures were deployed.
Also get the finger cannibals, please.
To bring safety to the public and to law enforcement at the scene. And once again, I want to remind everybody that this situation and this tragedy did not have to happen. Our law enforcement are doing everything that they can to protect the public. We're praying for this deceased loved one's family and friends, but we also recognize that the Minnesota governor and the Minneapolis mayor need to take a long, hard look in the mirror. They need to evaluate their rhetoric, their conversation.
You said, like, Charlie, and I just thought Charlie Kirk. No, it's Charlie. Charlie did bite the finger. He grew up and went to go fight the good fight in Minnesota.
And their encouragement of such violence against our citizens and our law enforcement officers. I'll remind you that Governor Walz today in his press conference said that our officers were not even law enforcement, which is a lie. He's called them the Gestapo. He's encouraged residents and citizens.
See, now we watched the Congress from 7 months ago, where they kind of went over this rhetoric is bad, and then bad stuff happened because they're not the Gestapo. Like I said, I remember in Nazi Germany when they would repo your car and then make you pay $100 to get it back. Maybe they did, but I also think they shot you in the head and stuff. Like, it's not the same. And the fact that he has continued it for this long. I just think the Nazi card, and I know what they did. The right called Bernie a bunch of commies, called Obama a communist, and I'm pretty sure the commies canceled Obama and Bernie, so it was lies. And I just feel like the left was like, we can't come up with our own campaign ideas because we don't have enough victims and there's not enough racism in the 13th century to run with. So, Just steal everything the right wing did. Okay, well, we can't call them communists. We love commies. So we're gonna call them Nazis, even though the Nazis are more commie adjacent, but they won't know.
And violent rioters to resist. He's doxed their identities, putting themselves and their families' lives in jeopardy. He's refused to turn over murderers to federal law enforcement officers. He's protected illegal criminals and protected them from being brought to justice, and even overseen a historic, unprecedented theft of American taxpayer dollars.
Now, you know, there is no honor among thieves. I would be the criminal with a code, I guess. I think the whole doxing police officers and keeping track of them, you could argue, well, the government already does that to us. I just think it's kind of cheating. I think it's like, if we're playing the game of cops and robbers, the game of they're not going to come fight you when they're not on the clock. They're not getting paid. You can go act a fool whenever, though. So I think, in all fairness, everybody off the clock doesn't get to fight each other. But that's just me. This is literally the plot of Watchmen with the masked law enforcement because people were looking up their address to go kill them. Like, just go watch that show, Zoomers. It'll tell you, then make up your mind.
Tens of billions of dollars were stolen under his watch, and he allowed it to happen, and in some instances may have even facilitated it. In other cities and states across the country, we don't see this happen. Local, state, and officials work with us to make sure that we're making their streets safer.
It's true. We only have drama in Minnesota and California. I don't know what Memphis, Tennessee actually did to get into what trouble. But the National Guard, that was last week. Now we're all about ICE in Minnesota, which makes no sense because it's Minnesota. It's the Midwest. Of course there's fucking ICE there. I don't understand why everyone's so fucking mad and surprised. Going into the cold.
I'll point to the city of Memphis, which is where there is a Democrat mayor in place. He worked with us.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for telling me what's going on in Tennessee. I asked. See, me and the Republican Party, they talked to me first.
Us and our federal law enforcement officers, and we saw murder rates drop by 50% because of that partnership. We've seen historic lows in the criminal acts that have happened in that city. We've had the same amount of law enforcement officers there, but a very different result because of the leadership in place. Last week, ICE did over 2,000 different operations, and we saw people be brought to justice. And
now, Asmongold, this is an Asmongold take. I watched a clip from him. But he brought up, you know, you had the incident where the rioters beat the guy with some shovels and some brooms. And then, well, before that, you had Renee Good with the car. And there hasn't been another car-related incident since Renee Good. There hasn't been another shovel-related incident since the shovel-related incident. It's like a whole bunch of kids figuring out what they can and can't get away with. So, what if the government psyops all these situations, forcing you to care? So, you know, because since the death penalty never works, because it takes like 30 years to kill murderers and shit, it's not a very good deterrent. But maybe if we have a whole bunch of dumbasses go to jail that we can laugh at, it'll be like the deterrent for the next generation. And it'll bring the country together. I don't know, they need to bring back like America's Dumbest Criminals.
The American people made safer because of that work. We don't have this problem in Texas or in Florida because those individuals in those states work with us, and they make sure that they keep peace and calm while they bring criminals to justice. In Minneapolis, Governor Walz and Mayor Frey, they instead choose violence. They instead choose to encourage the destruction of their city and the crime against their people. It appears
I just, like you said, politics is just influencer drama. I just really feel like they're doing it for the Democratic Party and not for themselves or their people. Being this dramatic. But at the same time, I've already brought up the point that they already prosecuted and punished themselves for the food bank fraud. Like, so they were already taking care of their own problems before they were thrown center stage And why did Nick Shirley get 72 million impressions on Twitter, but only 2 million views on YouTube?
Suspicious.
Government psyop?
That they want this lawlessness to continue. It appears that they want chaos to distract from the theft and the fraud and the corruption of their city. I'll remind you that this city has been corrupt for years with what we've seen with people that have been stealing taxpayer money, all under the leadership of Governor Walz and Mayor Frey. I'm asking for all the authorities in Minneapolis and the leaders to work with us. And there are two things that we have repeatedly asked the governor and the mayor to do. Number one, all we want them to do is that when they are going to release a dangerous criminal from their jails, turn them over to us so we can get them out of this country as soon as possible. Since we have been back in the White House with President Trump's leadership, they have released over 490 criminals onto their streets rather than allow us to get them out of the country to keep families safe.
Now, I need to see... Okay, this is where I'm going to pull out fact-checking McGee here. Because I feel like if you get arrested as an illegal immigrant for, like, let's say a traffic violation and you don't have an ID because you're not an immigrant here, I assumed the police station would call ICE and, like, get you out of here because you're also not a taxpayer. Why should the cops do anything for you, quite frankly? Let me look this up.
The second thing that we have asked the governor and the mayor to do is to help us keep people safe. Just give us backup on the streets while we do our targeted operations to get illegal criminals out of our country, and then we wouldn't have to be there facing these types of situations that we face with violent rioters who are impacting and attacking our law enforcement officers. That's all. Those are the two requests that we've asked of them. We've asked them to help us do that so that we can continue to see success in Minneapolis like we see in so many other cities and communities across the country. But they have refused because they want us talking about attacking law enforcement officers instead of the fraud and the theft that they facilitated in Minnesota. One thing I'd like to do before...
Well, I'm doing a fact check, Tonto, but I don't like that at all, because that seems like a good way for, like, drug dealers and fucking cartel members to be buying off cops and fucking buying off smaller city halls somewhere. I don't like that.
I take your questions on that situation on the storm is give you a few facts about the storm and what we're facing here in the coming days. This storm is going to produce heavy snow. It's going to produce dangerous freezing rain and ice and life-threatening wind chills that will be sustained for days. Power outages, road closures, and other impacts.
Oh, well here, this would fix everybody's narrative. Why don't they just make it so if you break the law and you are an illegal immigrant, you immediately get sent to the illegal immigrant detention center from jail. Serve your time or pay your fees for whatever, but then you get deported. Like, and then what due process? Why are you guys crying about convicted criminals? Everybody will say, and then life will go on, and we won't have to do this shit. Why do they write the laws, stupid?
Have already started to impact the Midwest, the South, and the East Coast. The most important thing that people can do across this country is to please stay off the roads, to stay home when possible, unless you absolutely
unless you want to become like Renee Good.
Have to be out and about. That will not only ensure that you and your family are safe, but that emergency responders aren't out there trying to rescue you when they could be out doing other work to proactively keep people safe and at home. Stay alert by listening to different announcements from your local officials and from your state. We want to remind everybody that in these emergency disaster situations, it's your local officials and local emergency managers that that go out and execute response to these disasters. Your states manage it, and the federal government is here to support. We're here and have been opened and visiting and talking with all of the governors and local leaders to make sure they have everything that they need ahead of time and that we can be as prepared as possible for what is going to unfold in the coming days. I want you to make sure that you get the chance to visit the website ready.gov to see recommendations and advice for how you can protect your family and be prepared for the storm that is coming. We have 17 different states and the District of Columbia.
They don't have the right to due process, but they have the right to go to jail for something else and pay fines for it and probably go on house arrest and go before a judge What the fuck? That makes no sense. Local police are not required to report immigration status. Most local police departments do not have the legal obligation to check or report immigration status during routine policing, even though I was told in this country it's illegal to not even have an ID on you when you're above 18. My local police department says it does not serve as civil immigration enforcement agency for the federal government. It's not their legal authority. Police can cooperate with ICE, but only if they want to. Judges are also not required to report immigration status, do not have a duty to. Well, just give the judges the duty to do it, then the fucking law enforcement can stay out of it. ICE can still act independently. It can run its own databases. It can issue its own detainers. It can arrest someone after release from local custody. But this is ICE's action. Bottom line, this is stupid.
That have already declared states of emergency. President Trump has already approved.
What's happening here? Not this. This is dumb. Drama.
Hunter Biden, his son, and I think you just saw what Director Radcliffe just released.
You know, this is an effort to be positive.
If I can finish answering the question, I'm not going to yell over you. I'm not going to get in the gutter with you. But information that the Biden administration told them not to investigate Hunter Biden's involvement with Ukraine. I'm not going to be lectured to you about integrity by someone who lied about being in the military just to be elected a senator.
As I said, streamer drama. Here it is.
The merger between Hewlett-Packard Enterprises and Juniper Network was settled. You authorized the settlement. It was the subject of a lawsuit to block it. The settlement produced virtually no concessions from Hewlett-Packard. It was a settlement that prompted criticism from the Antitrust Division. Did you authorize that settlement yourself?
Did Lindsey Graham really serve in the military? Well, I mean, it would make sense because he actually, like, cares about that Middle East stuff more than anybody else does. Todd Young from Indiana, actually, though. I don't know.
As I stated earlier, Gail Slater is doing an incredible job running the antitrust unit. And as I stated earlier, that is still a pending matter, as you should know with a law degree,
did you not,
that all mergers. If I can finish answering the question.
I'm going to,
if I could finish. No, I'm answering the question.
Because my time is limited.
No, well then don't ask me a question. So,
let me just ask you,
Reminder, she's the Attorney General. She's like the country's district attorney, and she's not happy with being interrogated at all.
I said you have a law degree. You know that not only are mergers agreed upon, but they have to go to a court of law to be approved. It's a multi-step process. And as I said earlier, that is still pending. And I have full faith in Gail Slater.
And Ms. Slater reportedly objected to the settlement.
Reportedly.
And moreover, two of her top officials.
Trump put all these women in the White House. Sometimes I don't think the other Congress and Senator people are very happy about it.
Were fired. Roger Alford and Bill Sinner. Did you authorize and direct those firings after they objected to the settlement?
I am not going to discuss personnel matters or pending litigation in my office.
Let me ask you about another merger. The merger involving two home health care agencies. on favorable terms, likely to drive up costs for millions of America. The Transportation Department's rule to provide compensation to travelers impacted by...
Oh, I think this is this the auto pin stuff where they don't think Biden was president? That's cool. I don't think Trump is president right now, personally, because a lot of things are, like, happening and getting done. And that's not usually what Republicans do. And it's not what Democrats do either. So I think he got body smashed, personally. And that's why I'm here trying to solve what happened.
Airline caused flight delays, which was canceled. The merger of Skydance and Paramount, after Paramount's ownership took a number of steps favorable to the president. These kinds of mergers belie the claims that President Trump himself has made, that this administration will stop big corporate mergers that ultimately benefit the owners of those corporations rather than consumers or ordinary, everyday Americans.
Senator,
and let me ask you
wait,
about
you just listed, you just gave a list of many mergers.
I have a question
Can you
for
talk to me about the issue with these mergers?
I do have a question. In the merger that took place,
which merger? You've listed many.
Involving American Express, GBT.
Ooh, credit cards in relation to the Bidens. Oh no, I don't know who's in trouble for what. I'm just sort of jumping in here.
I understand that Brian Ballard, longtime backer and head of the law firm where you worked, was instrumental in lobbying the Justice Department to drop that lawsuit. It was dismissed, so it's not subject to a court review. What conversation did you have with Mr. Ballard?
Senator Blumenthal, I cannot believe that you would accuse me of impropriety when you...
This is the Attorney General. Is this what... Oh my God, I have not seen any of this Pam Bondi. Are you fucking serious? She's on the wrong side. She's going to the Democrat side.
Lied about your military service.
I am
you
not
lied.
asking
You admitted you lied to be
accusing
elected a
you of
U.S. senator.
impropriety.
You
I'm asking
lied.
you
How
about
dare you? I'm a
conversations
career prosecutor.
with Mr.
Don't you
Ballard,
ever challenge my integrity.
had
I have
apparently-
abided by every ethics standard. Do not question my ability to be fair and impartial as Attorney General and anything
You'll
with
answer that
my
question to
former
another of my
firm,
colleagues.
Ballard Partners.
Thank you.
Senator Lee has asked for the chair.
Yeah, just wanted to note for the record, the Paramount merger that he referenced was not within the Department of Justice's ambit. That was at the FCC, not the Department of Justice. Attorney General Bondi would have had nothing to do with that. Thanks.
And that was why I asked Senator Lee. He didn't know that. He was reading off a script.
Before I call on Senator Kennedy, it's kind of laughable about my Democrats friends expressing fear and concern at the Justice Department's recent attempts at holding parties responsible for their actions. I can only ask, where have they been in the last few years? They had no problem watching the Biden administration as White House.
With delicious rewards, you earn points.
Whoa. He said, she said. Yes, you let me skip this.
Republican senators have been selected to have their...
Grassley is still alive? No. How?
telephone records made public, or not public, but well, I guess they're public now. But Biden weaponized our institutions and didn't hear a peep from the other side. Now every investigation and prosecution under this administration, people are going to be held accountable for their actions. Senator Kennedy.
He's this man. He was around, some say, when Congress was invented. So it's crazy.
I want extra time, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
I mean, this is enough.
Are you allowed to just ask for extra time? Is that how this works?
Well, Cruz was next, but he wasn't here.
Senator Cruz was next.
Mrs. Blackburn, you
Senator
tell
Cruz,
us what's up.
If you're ready, go ahead.
Well, thank you, but I will welcome Senator Kennedy providing color commentary throughout my question.
I will be happy to. If we ever finish this hearing this year.
And I'll point out Senator Kennedy has a new book about testing negative for stupid, so I hope I test negative for stupid.
These sons of bitches are plugging their books in the goddamn Congress, and they want to know why C-SPAN has bad ratings on the YouTube? You serious with me, Ted Cruz?
But I hope I meet the threshold of
You
of
do
your book
meet
title.
it, and I talk in the book about the tattoo of the Backstreet Boys on your back.
Look, I can't help that you don't want to
Got 'em.
reach young people. I think young people are the future, damn it, and I'll do whatever.
What is going on? These are the people everyone's scared of and hate so much now that we're having a fucking dissing on the Backstreet Boys because Unk over there versus Boomer over here. This is what you guys are missing. I hope I've hyped up C-SPAN enough so you watch that instead of the evil influencers.
Steps are needed.
Backstreet Boys?
That would be on Vice President Vance's playlist, I heard, that got hacked.
General Bondi, welcome. I apologize for injecting you in the middle of Senator Kennedy's answer.
Aw, that's nice. He apologized just like AOC apologized to Waltz.
We can't help him. Thank you for the job you're doing. You are doing a tremendous job keeping this country safe. And our families are safer because you are on that wall. Our families are safer because you are returning the
Game of Thrones nerd. Boo.
Department of Justice to its core function, which is enforcing the law and locking up bad guys. We saw for 4 years, under the Biden administration, we saw the Department of Justice politicized and weaponized, and we saw them refuse to do their core function. More than 12 million illegal aliens flooded into this country, and the Biden Justice Department seemed to think
Okay, it's fact check time. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene one time told me 12 billion illegal aliens got into America, and I don't think that's true. But I don't know about this 12 million. Did 12 million illegal immigrants really come over during the Biden administration? Let's find out the truth. Or are they just saying lies? No, the claim that 12 million illegal immigrants came over during the Biden administration is not supported by any credible data. Ted Cruz is a liar. Who's shocked? The best available numbers show far fewer than 12 million entered and remained in the U.S. during that period. Border encounters does not equal illegal immigrants entering the country. Okay, so statistic cheating. That's what they're doing. Anything that happened at the border, any incident report? Illegal immigrant.
its job was letting murderers and gangbangers and rapists go. And the results in just a few months that you've been able to produce are tremendous. Arrests of violent criminals are up 125% since the Biden administration. Fentanyl trafficking prosecutions have risen 42% since fiscal year 2023. DOJ has coordinated with DHS to remove over 220,000 criminal illegal aliens this year alone. Under your leadership as Attorney General, you have helped rescue 4,000 children from predators and helped arrest 1,300 child predators and 285 human traffickers.
Is there really that many child predators? I don't know why I asked such a question after watching all these horrible ewoos, but I don't know. It just seems like that mental illness wouldn't be as common as the fucking cold. I don't know.
In my home state of Texas, Operation Soteria Shield resulted in the rescue of 109 children. Thank you, Attorney General Bondi. Texans are safer because you are serving. Americans are safer because you are serving. You have a big task cleaning up the messes of the Biden DOJ. One of the most egregious failures of the Biden Justice Department was its refusal to protect judges and Supreme Court justices. As you know, in May of 2022, an unknown individual leaked to Politico the draft of the Supreme Court's decision in Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health.
I've heard of this, and I heard that the mole is Alito. He did it. And he's been making everybody fucking blame the Biden administration and everyone else. Shame, shame, because someone had to be an extra. I think my Arizona Toucan looks beautiful.
Health Organization. The opinion that finally overturned Roe versus Wade. That leak was a crime. It was a theft of government property under 18 U.S.C. Section 641, and it was an unauthorized disclosure of confidential information under 18 U.S.C. Section 1905. General Bondi, do you agree that leaking that opinion was a criminal act?
Senator, I can't discuss anything regarding that matter. That should answer your question.
Well, I will say this. The leak occurred in 2022. So the 5-year statute of limitations has not expired. And I'm going to ask you, if it is not happening already, to direct the FBI to investigate and find the leaker. The leaker has not been exposed. The leaker has not been identified. And the FBI has far greater investigatory tools at its disposal.
I just told you, Cruz, it's Alito.
And when it comes to defending the rule of law, when it comes to the integrity of our court system, having partisan law clerks, and I believe in all likelihood it is a law clerk who leaked it, leaking opinions designed to try to pressure the court politically is a gross subversion of the integrity of the court. And so I would ask you as Attorney General to direct the FBI to use every resource possible to investigate, to find the leaker, and when you identify the leaker, to prosecute the leaker for that criminal conduct.
Thank you, Senator Cruz.
All right, I want to turn, secondly, after that decision was leaked. I believe the leak was part of a broader effort to intimidate and to threaten and harass justices into trying to get them to change their decision. And we saw mobs assemble outside the homes of multiple justices. Do you agree, General?
So now, this is the doxing drama for these people. This is not cool. Yeah, there was a leak, and that might have persuaded something in the abortion stuff. But listen, people's homes. You think that's cool, ma'am? It's not. Well, I don't. He's asking her for help, I guess. There, that's a logo.
That the mobs that came outside the homes of justices were there to intimidate the court and to try to influence the justice's decision?
100%.
Well, as you know, federal law, in particular 18 U.S.C. Section 1507, makes it a crime to picket or parade outside a judge's home, quote, with the intent of influencing that judge's decision. That statute is crystal clear. And I will point out, these protests happened in 2022. So just like the leak, the 5-year statute of limitations has not expired on these protests. But unfortunately, the Biden Department of Justice didn't give a damn about prosecuting this statute because President Biden and Merrick Garland and the political hacks at DOJ disagreed with the Supreme Court's decision in Dobbs and were perfectly fine turning a blind eye to violent protesters threatening the justices and their children. You may recall I questioned Attorney General Garland about this statute, and he admitted under oath that not a single protester had been prosecuted. And he blamed the Marshals Service. He said the problem was the Marshals, quote, didn't make arrests.
See, guys, I'm saying it. This is why protesting is lame now. Because all these lame politicians be using it like influencers. They want you to protest. They want you to rabble-rouse. So they can say, oh, look, you caused a rabble-rouser. It's just so they can get owns in the Congress. Why are you doing their jobs for them?
Well, subsequent documents told a different story. Internal training materials obtained reveals that the marshals were explicitly instructed not to arrest protesters under Section 1507. So the reason there was no arrest is because a political decision was made that we like what the protesters are protesting for, and we, the Department of Justice, are not going to protect the safety of justices. We're going to allow them to be victims of an intimidation and threatening campaign. Just as I asked you with regard to the Dobbs opinion, I would ask you to direct the FBI to review the footage of these protests, to review the evidence that exists in terms of who engaged in it, and will you commit that anyone who you can prove violated...
Oh, so I wonder if this is related to the stuff with Minnesota where they're saying, oh, now we can keep track of who protesters are, which I guess they already do. But it's like, oh, well, since everyone's just being masked off about it, then could we go back and investigate these old protests from like 3 years ago?
At 18 U.S.C. Section 1507 will face consequences and face prosecution.
Senator, we currently have 63 ongoing investigations involving judges and officials throughout this country. That scene that you're showing will not happen under my watch. It will not happen under Donald Trump's presidency. It doesn't matter if you're a liberal judge or a conservative judge or justice. That will not happen.
Amen. And
oh, hear that? Them welfare cases known as the Democrats are gonna get protected by the evil Attorney General, Pam Bondi. To the camps.
And that point that General Bondi made is very important. I would be equally outraged if you had nuts in front of the liberal justices. I'd say arrest them and throw them in jail. Violence is unacceptable, regardless of whether I agree or disagree with your politics. And violence, particularly fueled by rhetoric by irresponsible politicians, violence can result. And tragically, it resulted in one deranged individual traveling from California to Maryland with the intention of murdering Justice Brett Kavanaugh. As you know well, this deranged individual was arrested outside the justice's house. He was arrested with a kill kit. He was arrested with a gun, with handcuffs, with duct tape, with zip ties, and with the intention of murdering Justice Kavanaugh, very possibly murdering Justice Kavanaugh's wife and two daughters, and potentially murdering two other Supreme Court justices.
Senator Ronald.
As you know, just this week, a left-wing Biden-appointed judge sentenced this attempted murderer, this attempted assassin, to just 8 years. The Department of Justice asked for 30 years.
That's right.
And that judge downward departed by 22 years. Why? Because this left-wing judge said that the attempted murderer was transgender. And because he identifies as transgender, apparently it's okay to try to kill a Supreme Court justice.
Now, I don't know if that's true, because court is the most uncaring place about whatever gender you are. But I don't know, I guess we got some crazy judges. I'm going to take a small break. I'm going to be back, and then we're going to get to the true stuff. Few more videos, then I'll wrap up. I am really loving my, you know what? Another shot at my can. It's beautiful. I'm just trying to figure out the shading. And then the idea is it's going to evolve into the monsters that I already made. It's amazing. Because I was collecting those dumb things because they sold them at Kroger back when I worked there, those mini brands. That was like the small, tiny things. And then I was thinking, man, that would actually make a cool loot box, I don't know, JRPG mechanic thing. This would turn into like the seal creatures I made yesterday. That's why it's still got the same palette here to make sure they all match. And then this, you would open it. And then it would turn into the seal, and if the battle goes on longer, it's going to evolve. But it's consumable, then you never get to see your monster again. That's the gameplay loop I was plotting. Okay, ERB.
There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold, and she's buying a stairway to heaven. When she gets there, she knows if the stores are all closed, with a word she can get what she came for. And she's buying a stairway to heaven. There's a sign on the wall, but she wants to be sure, 'cause you know sometimes words have two meanings. In a tree by the brook, there's a songbird who sings. Sometimes all of our thoughts are misgiven.
So what we've covered today is, there's a lot of women yelling at each other on Congress, and a lot of people playing statistic hide-around games on both sides. Insane. But really what I want to know is... Well, actually, we'll go back over here. Go back over here to the screen. Over to Ted Cruz over here. We listened to it yesterday. What I want to know is how much of the, budget goes to these little printouts and these posters and these canvases and shit that they bring to Congress? Because that seems professionally done. How much of our tax money? Okay, anyway, on to the next train wreck in our country. The one we always need. It's a national state of emergency to pay attention to what's going on.
This is a fun throwback, guys. Where these two are standing right now is where me and Ethan Klein
It is!
fought over pig feet.
Oh my god!
In my legit food review. What a throwback.
Jump to it and you can't go through it and you can't knock it down. You know that you found the war, the war, the war. No man on earth can make you fall.
Go Leela, you're going to have to explain yourself. You're not safe just because you're on the sus list, by the way, or you're not on the sus list. Keep on your best behavior. That is true. What's your thoughts on the future of the internet with things like the dead internet theory and many AI data centers being built all at once? It feels like people are being pushed into an online atmosphere that can be easily controlled by bots. I agree. I mean, in some ways, I hope that dead internet theory is true because I do think it's, it might be like the wake-up call that a lot of people need.
Okay, where are you gonna go with this, Ian? Because if you come out on the side of the fucking machines, I'm about to think, who's a bitch from Matrix Cypher? Is that why he's so nervous and just fucking ridiculous? Is he trying to warn us about something? Because it sounds like he wants the bots to control our opinions.
To get off the internet more? I don't know. I hope that would be the outcome, that people are like, oh, I need to fucking touch grass. But we'll see. Okay. What up, Maggie Miller?
I also have something sad to tell you guys. We don't have any more cheese plate supplies, so I can't make a cheese plate today.
Yeah, we just have to eat protein bars.
Yeah, I mean, I could make food. I'm really tired, you guys, I'm not gonna lie, because I have this problem where when there's a project that I'm in the middle of doing or really want to do, I get too excited, I can't sleep. I just think about it constantly, do research, so I haven't been sleeping, so my brain's like half on. Like, to this morning, I went to grab my coffee, because I always do this, I have this weird routine where I'll make my coffee, and then I'll eat my breakfast, and then I'll go back and heat up my coffee in the microwave.
She's one of these like needs something at a good temperature or a specific temperature type eaters. She
Yeah.
also just enjoys food more than me.
Yeah.
But like I've never done that.
Okay, Scribble gets it.
Dude, if my coffee gets ice cold because it's been like sitting out for too long, I'm like, okay, now I gotta chug it. I gotta drink it in one go.
Nope.
And put it away and put it in the sink.
Coffee is a sipping man's drink.
Okay, coffee's a sipping man's drink.
If it's not hot, it's not. It's not what you want.
Mm-hmm.
That's my rhyme. That does.
Yo, what up, obesity?
Anyway, sorry, I didn't finish my story. Usually, I get up and it's the same routine. My morning has looked the.
Well, I personally don't know how to feel about the Cyrax thing, because it's kind of like a betrayal. A betrayal from the people. Whoever the fuck told Libs of TikTok to fucking report Cyrax, because he's gonna get Daniel Larsoned. He's gonna get locked up in the Fed. He was gonna go to jail and die in the streets no matter what. This is true. I don't like Daniel Larson type interference. You don't need to bring the feds in to deal with locals. That's what the county and the state is for.
The exact same since before we even moved to Edmonton, down to the breakfast I'm eating. And so I went up to do my thing that I always do, which is heat up my coffee. And my brain is so cooked because I haven't been sleeping, because I've been just like obsessed with researching stuff, that I went to fill up my coffee cup that was already full with tap water.
Nice.
What? How does that even make sense?
Yeah.
I like woke up mid.
Very cooked.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at right now. I've been waking up lately because I'm choking on my own spit.
Clip it.
Like at 11 o'clock, I'll wake up 11:30. I've just fallen asleep, and I'll wake up coughing because I've somehow inhaled my own spit. How does that make sense? I've never done that before.
I think that's when you're sleeping. It's like a catch-22 where your body needs to sleep so hard, like it really wants to sleep. But in sleeping that hard, you're drooling on yourself or whatever. And then you end up choking on your spit and it wakes you up, and then you need sleep even more. So then it's just a vicious cycle.
Maybe it is. I was like, maybe it is sleep apnea. I usually am breathing through my nose, but I don't.
I'll watch next time you're sleeping.
You already have a baby, so you can't really fix anything now.
Right, so what?
So don't have more. That's my first thing. Don't have more.
Yeah, I know. Thank you, Kat.
She evokes something in me. I really have to explore why.
Mm-hmm.
Her face evokes a deep anger. The face that she's making makes me so mad. There's that. The telling someone what they can and can't do with their body really sets me off. And like her being a 30-year-old woman who really like has get a life. Like
I think it's just a lot of like internalized misogyny, to be honest. Like I think she just evokes a lot of that. Like because she, it's like the solution every time is to come to the dad and basically be like, she's the problem.
It's very Randall. It's like when people start flirting or saying weird stuff about my hypothetical husband, then I'll be like, ooh, baby, this is too far. This is weird. I think for me, what's too far for me? What do you think would be too far for you, like make you uncomfortable, like jealousy-wise? Because people have flirted with Ian before in front of me, and I think it's more the flirting in front of me that makes me mad.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy disrespect. Yeah.
Because it's like, and like, that's like...
Or you think you're being slick? I don't know. Like, all of it's kind of disrespectful.
It also kind of depends, though. Like, when we were at the strip club, it was after we got married. We were in the strip club. We went, there was this girl, she used to be a streamer, and she was, like, recommending us strip clubs to go to. And we went to this one, she said it was really good. I went there, and I have to say, as an Edmontonian that has frequented a lot of strip clubs here, it was extremely disappointing to see. I felt like the girls were not treated well at all there. Like, they had girls...
I am so glad that Anissa has returned to Edmonton, Canada to go fucking police the strip clubs. Please don't come back to the United States.
Dancing on the stage at the same time. They had patrons like being pretty handsy and disrespectful. It just felt not as fun as
It's a very American strip club.
Yeah.
It's almost like all the women were like, it was a little bit like a free for all. Like,
Yeah.
do what you can,
To make
like
the
just
money
make it happen. Wander around, do all you need to do, compete.
compete. It was a lot of competition. I don't know, felt like kind of disrespectful. Yeah, I feel bad for the girls. So we were there and we figured out the reason why this person had recommended the strip club to us was because them and their partner like to sleep with the strippers, and these strippers will sleep with you. It's like a very like kind of under the table thing. Anyways, we were there and we're sitting there and it was me and my friend and their partner and Ian. And this stripper comes and sits on Ian's lap. And it didn't bother me at all, but I did find it kind of funny because Ian was so uncomfortable with what was going on, like, and was trying so hard to like communicate, like he was like looking at me, and
I was just like, yeah, it wasn't remotely fun for me. I was like, what the fuck?
What's going on?
Like, yeah.
And when I went to the bathroom, they were grabbing at you too, right?
Well, yeah, technically they were grabbing at me, but as I was walking through the place, it was a lot of like, hey, where are you going? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not erect.
Trust me, I was not erect.
I think when I told the barber that I'm from Iran, he had the same misconception that I'm Arab with like a really thin mustache.
I mean, that's not really an Arab thing, right?
What the hell?
I don't think that's why would you ever? No, I would immediately think like thick, full beard.
What was that? Hello?
Is that a stereotype?
I think he's being...
Arabs have thin mustaches?
I've never... Listen, I have never, ever...
It's just thinking too far into it. I think, all of the supercuts fucking suck. Like, they don't know...
Wait.
They don't know what you want. You have to over-communicate. And even if you over-communicate, you might not get what you want.
I'm so confused. My dad was so fucking hairy, okay? They called him Sasquatch on all of his sports teams. Arabs are like the hairiest motherfucker one. And the whole, like, I don't know if he's, it's a Muslim thing. They shave or thin mustache, like the MMA guys. I know a lot of Muslims. I've never seen a Muslim man shave a thin mustache unless they're like one of those like chav Muslims, like the bro Muslims that like wear a bunch of like gaudy jewelry and smell like a million different fucking but those are like
the ones that you don't like is what Anissa's saying. Those are the ones she's ignorant on. I just don't understand why every little thing this person why are you still going on this person? On 90 Day Fiancé, you already started a war with Iran, iDubbbz. What the fuck? This is not the most interesting couple on this show. Why do you guys need to take apart everything they do? Is it because this is like gender swap Anissa who's more interesting?
Chavs. It's like the chavs of the Muslim world. I wouldn't say that's most. Listen,
people look for their second half that isn't as hairy or more hairy than they are.
It's also like I got the double whammy because I got the olive tone from my dad, but the really pale white skin from my Irish mom. But then I got thick, dark body hair. And like even when you shave that shit, it comes back
with a vengeance.
With a vengeance. Like when I shave my armpits, that night, there's like stubble. Like, it almost looks better when I don't fucking shave my armpits.
Yeah,
because it's
it's
stubbly.
I don't mind armpit hair. I like armpit hair. Kind of like Joe Rogan. I'm the Joe Rogan of the left. We both like armpit hair. You got the Latina curse?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do. They used to call me gorilla arms in school, bitches.
Gorilla arms.
The other thing was,
Oh, that's a good new hate comment for you.
Gorilla-
Me
well,
calling you gorilla arms.
There was one picture I took. It was a selfie, and there's flash on, and you could see all the arm
See
hair.
some-
and they were zooming in on it. The other
Illuminated arm hair. That is rough.
The other thing I didn't understand as a child was, not a child, but like a young teen, like junior high, is that women are supposed to shave their legs.
Oh, that's
So
sad.
I would go to phys ed and I would have like dark, like I have dark, like you too small, but I have like dark, like thick black hair on my legs and really pale skin. And all the girls would bully me and they had smooth skin and I thought it was just,
Hey, smooth skin.
I thought they were natural.
Yeah, Anissa would call them smooth skin. Hey, what's up, smooth skin?
What's up, smooth skin? I didn't know that like people were shaving. It was like 12, 13. These girls. I had the hairy.
So she would be in the minority on this one. She would be the one in gym class with the hairy legs. But yeah, in the brain of Anissa, those are the weirdos who are born without hair.
His fucking legs. I had hairier legs than the boys.
In my school, the girls were even shaving their arms, and I was like, I'm not gonna do all that.
So I did. Okay, this is when I started to lean into it. I shaved my arms for a long ass time after getting called gorilla arms. But then I went on this date. I think I was like 17 or 18. I went to the movies, and the guy like rubbed my arm, and he paused and he went, "Do you shave your arms?" And I was so mortified that I stopped shaving them.
Oh.
Because it was so
Yeah.
embarrassing. Like, I don't know, something about that. So now I just stopped shaving them. Jeez.
And of course, I'm concerned about that.
Tiddlywink says, do you know the wife of the Iranian man responded to you and Anissa? She didn't respond to me and Anissa specifically. She was putting out a statement to people who were being rude or judgmental to her and her husband. So
Which I don't apologize for.
No.
Being judgmental.
hell no.
I can feel the freedom.
You signed up for the show.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
If you think we're fucking mean,
Yeah.
do not go to the 90 Day Fiancé Reddit. Do not go there. Okay?
Also, when someone's being an Ameriboo, you can call them an Ameriboo.
I'm allowed. Yeah, we
Yeah.
reserve the right to call somebody an Ameriboo.
And if I go to Iran and I'm like, this place is awesome, the Iranians.
Now, keep in mind, this is not a clip from weeks ago. This is recent. He is doubling down on the people from Iran that come to the America and act like it's awesome over here. They're just Ameriboos. They're just doing propaganda because Iran is actually great. It's not. Great things ain't happening there right now. So, like, IDub's gonna double down on something stupid, though.
Can call me an Iranaboo.
Yep.
Or
they would be
whatever
correct.
word they have for
And
it.
they would be correct because it's not our business to whitewash that country's atrocities.
Always want to go
In the
back.
same way that somebody coming to America and saying they can feel the freedom with what's going on, I don't know. I'm allowed to say it's cringe.
Yeah. Oh, we got a savant in the chat.
Okay, but this is like, you guys are watching 90 Day Fiance later. What do you mean? How dare you be an Ameriboo in today's climate? Like 8 years ago.
Chat. I've watched you since I was 11. I can help you.
Oh.
You should be streaming to thousands. Suck my nuts.
You could be streaming to thousands. I wanted to read it. I haven't even read it to you.
I don't understand. You want to stream to less? I mean, more viewers are fine. Like I've had a lot of views on videos. Like I'm familiar with what that comes with, right? And there's always a cost. For instance, you know, what's a good example of that? You have to appeal to a wide variety of people, right? And your community shifts over time. In some ways, if you have a lot of viewers, you actually don't have much of a control over your community. If you have tens of thousands, 30,000, it's very difficult. And one of the worst experiences that I've had is dealing with these sort of people on the fringes who are part of the community that completely miss what I'm about, what the rest of the community is about. So yes, not all not more viewers doesn't always mean better.
Yeah, it's not the goal, for sure. Obviously. I think that, yeah, I think that's something that's a bit frustrating for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, everybody knows that you can get views.
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously a choice.
Yeah.
And I wish people would just kind of respect your choice. This is the tweet I got today, randomly. It's all her fault that iDubbbz, who was the best person on YouTube 10 years ago, is now all broken.
Well, nobody who was a good person 10 years ago on YouTube is a good person now. Duh.
iDubbbz, please hear us out. We just want to help you.
Dude.
We still believe in you, and not that vampires suck in Frankenstein.
I feel like
Frankenstein?
I feel like I've heard that one before. Vampire sucking Frankenstein.
Like sucking him off?
No. You're just a vampire sucking Frankenstein. Like almost like fucking.
Yeah, so I'm sucking off Frankenstein.
No.
So I am
Like you're a no good vampire sucking Frankenstein.
But Frankenstein is the... So are you
You're
my
the
monster?
No. I'll explain it to you after the stream.
But I really do love getting those, I love getting those tweets because they're just so weird.
Yeah. You're trying to be more influential, ? Not necessarily. It depends. Time and place, basically. Like, sure, if there's an issue that I really care about, like, I might want more people to hear it, in which case I'll probably make a YouTube video about it. Also, that's another thing that's worth mentioning. A lot of the people with, like, the most views out there, they're so fucking sick in the head.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
Like, it makes these people fucking delusional.
Is that normal?
Okay, legit. This is a fun throwback, guys.
It's on the beach.
Some of you guys are gonna get a kick out of this. Literally, where these two are standing right now is where me and Ethan Klein
It is!
fought over pig feet.
Oh my god!
In my legit food review. What a throwback.
That's exactly where you puked right there. Because I was filming that. And we had eaten Starbucks breakfast sandwiches that morning. And I have a puke phobia. And I zoomed in on Ian when he was eating the pig foot. And I didn't know he was going to puke. And you puked literally right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is where...
Yeah, right there. I mean, to be honest, guys, like, all of these places look the same.
No, but
especially in LA. But I don't know. It looks very familiar, and it would make sense.
It is.
Yeah. It's at least within a mile radius.
It's a huge step in the right direction, and I'm super excited about this.
They're acting like this unemployed mama's boy is God's gift, and she's only using him because she's African. Change my mind.
No, you're correct. That's how 90 Days framing it.
Waiting for you to tell us how the narrative is working, Anissa. Not as good as me, though. Nah, we gotta get prepped here on this politics stream.
10 years ago, on March 19, 2003, President Bush announced the start of military action in Iraq, Operation Iraqi Freedom. Up next, his 5-minute address from the Oval Office.
My fellow citizens, at this hour, American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger. On my orders, coalition...
This is me seeing that Alberta wants to do separatist movement and get out of Canada. I need Trump to put out this fucking address. No.
Forces have begun striking selected targets of military importance to undermine Saddam Hussein's ability to wage war. These are opening stages of what will be a broad and concerted campaign. More than 35 countries are giving crucial support, from the use of naval and air bases to help with intelligence and logistics to the deployment of combat units. Every nation in this coalition has chosen to bear the duty and share the honor of serving in our common defense. To all the men and women of the United States Armed Forces now in the Middle East, the peace of a troubled world and the hopes of an oppressed people now depend on you. That trust is well placed.
Was I alive when women started being in the army? Like, I wonder if men and women was a new thing.
The enemies you confront will come to know your skill and bravery. The people you liberate will witness the honorable and decent spirit of the American military. In this conflict, America faces an enemy who has no regard for conventions of war or rules of morality. Saddam Hussein has placed Iraqi troops and equipment in civilian areas, attempting to use innocent men, women, and children as shields for his own military, a final atrocity against his people. I want Americans and all the world to know that coalition...
Okay, I was always asking, how did Saddam Hussein get picked up in this whole thing? He told me. I must have missed the news that night.
...forces will make every effort to spare innocent civilians from harm. A campaign on the harsh terrain of a nation as large as California could be longer and more difficult than some predict. And helping Iraqis achieve a united, stable, and free country will require our sustained commitment. We come to Iraq with respect for its citizens, for their great civilization, and for the religious faiths they practice. We have no ambition in Iraq except to remove a threat and restore control of that country to its own people. I know that the families of our military are praying that all those who serve will return safely and soon. Millions of Americans are praying with you for the safety of your loved ones and for the protection of the innocent. For your sacrifice, you have the gratitude and respect of the American people. And you can know that our forces will be coming home as soon as their work is done. Our nation enters this conflict reluctantly, yet our purpose is sure. The people of the United States and our friends and allies will not live at the mercy of an outlaw regime that threatens the peace with weapons of mass murder. We will meet that threat now with our Army, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, and Marines, so that we do not have to meet it later with armies of firefighters and police and doctors on the streets of our cities. Now that conflict has come, the only way to limit its duration is to apply decisive force. And I assure you, this will not be a campaign of half measures, and we will accept no outcome but victory.
Walter. I think that's a pretty good speech. I wasn't in favor of the war, for sure, but like, that was a pretty good one. I don't think Trump could deliver it with the fake concern on the face. No, no, no. Now, I just need to just keep in mind what it is like when you go to war, because Canada is really pushing it. I'm gonna see a Bulgarian Lives Matter very quick, because I actually missed what Ian's response to the text messages getting leaked was.
Here we have a simple Ian montage here from Bulgarian Lives Matter.
Okay.
Let's have a look.
Will you ever have a debate with Asmongold? Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. But only if we can do a physical fight afterward or before.
One of the big things is like, it was very hard to get Ian to train because he doesn't like boxing. He doesn't like boxing.
Kind of like chess boxing, but it wouldn't be chess boxing. It would be debate boxing. We could do it. They could be separate. You know, they don't have to be, you know, one round of boxing, one round of debate. That's what they should do on Jubilee, though.
I don't know what's going on, man. I really don't. Like, I like Ian. I met Ian in real life. He was on my podcast, and, you know, we had a great conversation. You know, I've had no problems with him ever.
What, do you only stream on the days you do? It's just kind of a weird schedule that doesn't really work for a lot of people. I mean, says you, Jack Red. We have some international viewers, and we have a lot of people who are unemployed, that this is the perfect time for them to be online, or for me to be online. Like, what? Yeah, well, it was one of those things where I think there's, like, so much fear in the idea of because especially when you're making a channel that, like, you're trying to be, like, wholesome and make normal content, and you really aren't trying to like harsh anyone's fucking vibe online, you're not trying to pull the wool over anyone's eyes, you're not trying to scam anyone, you still have to look out for yourself because people don't have good intention. Like, they're trying to get one up. Like, you see the amount of like commentary channels, it's just gone fucking rampant at this point. And there's people covering all different niches, and they have nothing to lose, basically. So they are like the tabloids.
And they're all disgusting and fucking ugly as shit.
That too. Like, a lot of them are anonymous.
Anissa, please keep your comments to yourself unless you have a mic, ma'am.
So not only do they have nothing to lose, but they're also anonymous.
My favorite part is that they're all figuring out that we're not poor slowly over time, and it's making them really upset.
Okay, so here's the fucking deal.
We're poor. It's just, I like that they're making up their own little stories because it just becomes a fun game of like, when will they not be able to cope anymore? Let us eat at Denny's and eat off of cardboard and sleep on the floor.
Yeah, they won't ever not be able to not cope.
Yeah, but I love the gymnastics.
Yeah.
I just find it interesting.
How rich are you? Hey, listen, a lady never describes how rich she is.
We're poor.
You said, do you see Taylor Lorenz talk about you on the No Politicans podcast yesterday? I didn't. What did she say? Can you give me the...
Now, it'll take a couple months to ever want to get into that type of politic watching again. I am enjoying C-SPAN, honestly, because I am with these politicians. I hate the media. I would rather hear them lie to me.
The synopsis, the brief rundown. She said you were bad but grew as a person. Yeah, that's fair. And I'm getting plenty of people fucking, reminding me of it. All of the previous, the fans that want slurs to happen again. It's hard, though. I do think, though, that I am a good example in the realm of, like, why people don't make the change, especially making a very public change, is because I am an example of, oh, that's not easy.
You serious?
I'm not gonna lie, like, maybe iDubbbz doesn't have as many viewers as he does, but just, he's not posting 100 stories about someone else on the internet,
Dude, and let me tell you, it's fucking hard to ignore it. It really is difficult to ignore it, but I've been doing a pretty good job. I think me and Ethan are both meant to be rolling around in pig shit all day long. I got my little button that sort of that helps, Now let's talk about the button. Ethan got this button, or kill switch, as a response to the controversy with Ethan. He was not able to control himself in that moment, and instead of figuring out how he can change his behavior, he ban him and block him. A little oop now and again. It should be a discussion.
Are we talking about PT?
PT, Peter Thiel?
No, the other PT.
Oh, yeah, we were, yeah, briefly.
He texted us the other day. Stop that, Lord.
Yeah.
He texted us the other day.
Dude, he texts us all the time, man.
All the time.
Yeah, this was all the time, but... Okay, so then Ethan comes out and says, no, this is the real text message. And it was, like, a lot of text messages, but it was all from the same day, like last year, or in March, whenever the drama broke out. Forever ago. And that is all the time.
It's so annoying.
Respond. You should see Ian's phone. Well, it's a group text.
Yeah.
It's like maybe 12 unhinged texts in a row.
Yeah.
The most recent one was... It makes it easier to ignore him because you can tell he's in
great
severe
pain. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly.
He texted us the other day.
Dude, he texts us all the time, man.
All the time.
Okay, so, man, quite a bit has happened since yesterday, guys. Quite a bit. Some of it will remain untalked about, at least by me. I'll only talk about it in the most cryptic of ways. You ruffled some feathers? some feathers have been ruffled. That is, makes sense. Trunk is totally optional based on your road trip. How is that not practical? Running commando. Why is that a first time chat, running commando? I'm just yapping. I don't fucking care. You think I give a shit about this car? And this little fucking thingy on the back? How is it not—
Whoa, I love that music.
not Wait a minute. No, I'm not gonna let you confuse me. How is it not practical? Look, are we looking at the same picture? Look at this dumb shit. What is PT? If you don't know, you don't know. But I will say that it's an acronym for a person's name, not their legal name, though. I thought it was Peter Thiel. It's not. If you watch, a breed of troll. TTS is fun, but I feel like maybe not the best option when you get so many bad actors. Yeah, but I don't know. I think getting used to that, I guess. And if they want to spend it on some silly shit where they call me a cuck or something, like, so be it.
What a hero. All right. Tonto, you're there. What should I cover? Last clips. Should I cover J.D. Vance and Trump discussing the pro-life march? Because I'm actually pro-choice. But I think I should watch their pro-life stuff because I should see what the other side is saying. They could be planning a battle. I don't know. There's that. There's that time Candace Owens got pulled into Congress. That was pretty good. Go for it? Okay. Time to watch what Donald Trump has to say about abortion. And if anyone's thankful for it. Because you always have to have a Donald Trump video. He's the President of the United States.
Hello to everyone.
And we just gotta watch George Bush's speech. And I said, I don't think that Donald could do one as well as him. Well, let's see. Oh, we can do both. This video ain't that long. Xander, this is the president. We gotta listen to him.
Everyone at the March for Life.
Well, actually, he's not talking to us. He's talking about the people at the March for Life 2026. And that's why I need to watch this, because Trump, when he gives interviews, has clearly given interviews to his believers. That's why he says dumb shit, but then talks normal in between. So he's really talking to the March for Life people. What's he got to say?
For 53 years, students, families, patriots, and believers have come to Washington from every corner of the country to defend the infinite worth and God-given dignity of every human life.
Now, Trump, let's not be acting like you have not had some abortions in your day.
In 2026, as we celebrate 250 years since our founding fathers recognized the right to life in our Declaration of Independence, I want to thank every single one of you who was out on this winter day, a beautiful day, but it's winter nevertheless, to stand up for the unborn. 6 years ago, I was proud to be the first president.
I'm not standing up for immigrants in the cold, and I'm sorry, unborn. I'm not standing up for you either. I'm glad I don't live in Siberia.
In history to attend this march in person. Since then, we have made unprecedented strides to protect innocent life and support the institution of the family like never before. There's never been anything like it. In my first term, I was honored to appoint judges and justices.
See, now, my pro-choice point of view, though, I am, who knows if they actually do anything, but there's nothing wrong with wanting to enhance the family as it already exists. The nuclear families that already, exist, and then maybe it'll cause people to be raised better and in better situations and all take care of each other better, and then there'll be less abortions because less accidents and mistakes will happen. Problem solved.
who believed in interpreting the Constitution as written. That was a big deal. And because of that, the pro-life movement won the greatest victory in its history. Now the work to rebuild a culture that supports life continues in every state, every community, and every part of our beautiful land. This is a battle that must be fought, must be won, not only in the corridors of power, but above all in the hearts and souls of the people. That is why under the Trump administration, we're strongly defending religious liberty. We're bringing back faith.
I am so glad Trump betrayed me because he is an atheist. This is no lies. He just is playing pretend and no one looks it up. But like I said, the Christians have made it so they look like the bullied people. And us true Democrats, me and Trump, who are empaths out here, can't allow the bullying to go on. It's like we're Britain and the Christians are France, you see. They're a rivalry. We need them. And if the wokies and the crazy liberals start bullying the Christians, fuck you. That's the atheist's jobs. You're gonna take our jobs away if you take the Christians away. Who the fuck are we gonna bitch about? Islam? You said we're not allowed to. So leave our Christians alone. Thank you.
In America, we're bringing back God. We've stopped forced taxpayer funding of abortion at home and abroad. We're championing faith-based adoption and foster care and supporting our parents by investing $1,000 into an account that will grow over time for every newborn baby.
Now this is cool to... Is the idea people are going to have less abortions because the baby had $1,000 in Trump cash? He loves it because he ain't paying for it. I do think it's a cool idea, though.
With your help and support, we will continue to fight at the eternal truth that every child is a gift from God. Thank you, and God bless America.
That was a pretty generic speech, but now there's a speech by someone who is very grateful for him. So he's the content creator as we've gone on, but then the White House will post videos of people saying he's awesome. So these are the Glazers, the Orbiters.
The Mexico City policy has been a strong point of every Republican presidential administration for years.
We're grateful for the Trump administration to expand the Mexico City policy.
So everybody working in Mexico City has to make their "We're thankful to Trump, he's awesome" video.
To be effectively denying the opportunity for dollars, taxpayer dollars, to go for the evil of abortion in other countries.
It means a lot to see the Trump administration.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Just because I'm pro-choice doesn't mean I'm cool abortions going overseas. That's our money. Fuckers.
Stand up today and declare that we are no longer going to be funding abortion facilities, abortion promoters across the globe.
We have defunded Planned Parenthood for the first time ever. That is such a big deal to this country and to a pro.
Now, is this true? Is this the first time? Because I'm pretty sure I get an email every other fucking day from Planned Parenthood saying it's the end of the world. I feel like ever since the Bush administration, every other day, abortion is illegal. Honestly, hot take, I kind of always wanted it to be states' rights, and it was always kind of shocking to me that it wasn't, because, like, I don't think these people should be forced to pay with their tax money and support it. If the majority of the society in that place known as the South says, we don't like it, then I don't know, abortionists go to the fucking North then and do it. Now, the Texas stuff, that's messed up. They shouldn't do that. But whatever, they got a victory this day, the pro-lifers. And I can't make fun of them because you all made them feel the bullied.
Life worldview that honors the human dignity of all lives, from conception to natural death.
President Trump, thanks for continuing to build on the strong momentum from your first term.
He has by far been the most pro-life president we've ever had.
Thank you, President Trump, for expanding.
And he's not even pro-life. Actually, though, I thought he was against what the Supreme Court did. Is he just taking credit for what the fucking Supreme Court did? Because I'm pretty sure he had a, like, he had some kind of fucking quote somewhere that's like, I lost because of that abortion thing. That was Trump's input.
Good policies that have been around and need to be expanded even further.
Thank you, and we're looking forward to a lot more momentum and many more pro-life victories in the next 3 years.
I feel like, so does the way the White House Gov YouTube channel work in comparison to C-SPAN? The C-SPAN's kind of like a clip channel. WhiteHouse.gov is kind of things that are about Donald Trump being awesome. That's the White House channel. So, like, does he get the keys to it? If I go, do they delete all the other videos? Is Biden still on there? And of course it only got 5,000 views. I cared more about what the pro-life leaders had to say than the pro-life people. They didn't turn up for this video, motherfuckers. Okay, I'll go find Candace Owens in Congress. That's what we need. That's just... There's a couple Candace Owens, and because I went to C-SPAN and I went to Most Popular, and most of them are from the Obama days and when celebrities come to Congress. Why is everybody acting like, oh, I can't believe this person was there? Oh my god. And it's like, Candace Owens went to Congress. The bar is very low. Queen Elizabeth gave an address to Congress. That's not... You walked into the wrong one, ma'am. I saw it. Okay, there it is. Plays recording of Candace Owens' statement on Adolf Hitler. She's gonna have her own Adolf Hitler words thrown back at her. Let's go. Yeah. Nick Fuentes will never,
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In congressional hearings, the minority party gets to select its own witnesses. And of all the people that Republicans could have selected, they picked Candace Owens. I don't know.
Why would the Republican Party ever do that? I almost think this is funny without context. I don't know what would ever fucking lead to this.
No, Miss Owens, I'm not going to characterize her. I'm going to let her own words do the talking. So I'm going to play for you the first 30 seconds of a statement she made about Adolf Hitler.
I agree. I actually don't have any problems at all with the word nationalism. I think that it gets, the definition gets poisoned by elitists that actually want globalism. Globalism is what I don't want. So when you think about when
Candace Owens is just a young, trying to be a new Alex Jones. And I still haven't heard an argument for why globalism's bad, though, Candace. You or Alex haven't presented it.
whenever we say nationalism, the first thing people think about, at least in America, is Hitler. You know, he was a National Socialist, but if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine. Problem is that he had dreams outside of Germany. He wanted to globalize. He wanted everybody to be German, everybody to be speaking German.
All right, so my first...
Wait, is this supposed to be an own here? Like, she's not saying Hitler good. She's not saying I love Hitler. She didn't put out a Pearl Davis song or nothing. She was blaming, in a way, using, I don't know why she's using the word globalize, but what she's kind of saying is just, Hitler was a sociopath that was concerned with Hitler. If Hitler was a person that cared about Germany, or is the context I'm missing, she leaves out the whole Holocaust part. Is that where we're going?
First question is to Ms. Hirschenoff. Ms. Owens said, quote, if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine. The problem is that he had dreams outside of Germany. So when people try to legitimize Adolf Hitler, does that feed into white nationalist ideology?
It does, Mr. Liu. I know that Ms. Owens distanced herself from those comments later, but we expressed great concern over the original comments.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Owen,
Ms. Owens, I'm sorry. We just started recording.
Has anyone ever had talks about how this carpet is just, like, ugly? And they should change it?
Would you like time to respond to that?
Yes, I think it's pretty apparent that Mr. Liu believes that black people are stupid and will not pursue the full clip in its entirety. He purposely presented an extracted clip.
The witness will suspend for a moment. It is not proper to refer disparagingly or to a member of the committee. The witness will not do that again. Witness may continue.
Sure, even though I was called despicable.
Witness may not refer to a member of the committee as stupid.
I didn't refer to him as stupid. That's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. You didn't listen to what I said. May I continue?
Please.
As I said, he is assuming that black people will not go pursue the full 2-hour clip. And he purposefully he cut off, and you didn't hear the question that was asked of me. He's trying to present as if I was launching a defense of Hitler in Germany, when in fact, the question that was asked of me was pertaining to whether or not I believed that whether or not I believed in nationalism, and that nationalism was bad. And what I responded to was that I do not believe that we should be characterizing Hitler as a nationalist. He was a homicidal, psychopathic maniac that killed his own people.
Yes. So they fucked up their own.
A nationalist would not kill their own people. That is exactly what I was referring to in the clip, and he purposely wanted to give you a cut-up similar to what they do to Donald Trump to create a different narrative. That was unbelievably dishonest, and he did not allow me to respond to it, which is worrisome and should tell you a lot about where people are today in terms of trying to drum up narratives. By the way, I would like to also add that I work for Prager University, which is run by an Orthodox Jew. Not a single Democrat showed up to the embassy opening in Jerusalem. I sat on a plane for 18 hours to make sure that I was there. I'm deeply offended by the insinuation of revealing that clip without the question that was asked.
Is she mad the Jews were bullied? What? This 5 years ago was crazy.
Of me.
Thanks, Mrs. Owens, and I yield the remainder of my time.
Got him. Got him. Here's another Candace Owens in Congress clip. Let's go. So say if you just scroll down the C-SPAN, you'll see all sorts of celebrities and influencers.
Well, our nation's best.
Why are they trying to push zero alcohol beer on the people? It's despicable.
Say that I object strenuously to your use of the word hilarious. To me, this feels a lot like your reaction to being named in one of these manifestos. Now, you're of course not responsible for the words of somebody writing that document, but I do think that laughing at it is a real problem, because these are real families that are impacted by this violence. And I think our efforts towards talking about this have to start from a place of mutual respect, which is what I've heard from this side of the table. Now, the reason we don't have those numbers, I want those numbers as much as you do, but to say the numbers don't show something is simply not supported by the data.
Okay, and I have 38 seconds left, Ms. Mulligan, if you want to respond within that time.
The only thing I would add is that it's in the name. Terrorism, domestic terrorism, it terrorizes us. It terrorizes us in our homes. It terrorizes us in our schools. And to the points made by the other panelists, it is disproportionate to its impact on any individual life, and it's not.
You reject the idea it's something that doesn't matter, or it doesn't really matter?
Absolutely reject.
Okay. All right, so here's where we are. Every member now has had 5 minutes and... Okay, and Mr. Clay, so we have two members who have not. So I'm going to go to the two members who have not yet, and we'll give an opportunity for a closing thought to any member who wants before we go.
Am I next to respond, or is Mr. Meadows?
I thought Mr. Meadows was
Mr.
next.
Meadows, okay.
Mr. Meadows is next, then Mr. Clay, then to you, Mr. Jordan.
Ms. Owens, obviously this is a gang up on you. You know, we're giving these witnesses the ability to do a rebuttal on you, and so you know, I find it unfair, Ms. Ballou. I mean, you know, candidly, for you to show mutual respect and then you to go after Ms. Owens, it's not appropriate. So, Ms. Owens, you can have 4 minutes and 34 seconds to respond however you like.
Whoa, is that just how it works? Is there an actual rule book for Congress? Is it just, I feel bad for you because you were bullied by this other woman, you get your 4 minutes?
Second?
I'll yield.
Thank you. I believe, Ms. Owens, when you used the word hilarious, it was referencing the fact that no one had asked you a question. It wasn't to the subject matter of the hearing. Is that right?
That is correct.
And to have another witness insinuate something that is not accurate is just not appropriate, Mr. Chairman, for how witnesses are supposed to behave in front of this committee. I also think you didn't say it doesn't matter about the subject matter of today's hearing. You said there are other subjects that matter as well, and maybe we should spend some time on those. Is that accurate?
That is correct, and they matter much, 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 much more, and I have said that. I said that in my opening, and I will say it again. You know that white supremacy and white nationalism is ranks nowhere near the top of the issues that are facing Black America. And the reason that you are bringing them up in this room is because it is attempt to make the election all about race as the Democrats.
Not in my case, Ms. Owens. I'm sorry. Please do not characterize my motive.
Mr. Chairman, it's my time.
Yeah,
it's my time.
You've got your time, Mr. Meadows. I'll give you 3 more seconds.
Every 4 years, you bring up race, and you knew exactly what I meant when I said hilarious, and you just tried to do live what the media does all the time to Republicans, to our president, and to conservatives, which you tried to manipulate what I said to fit your narrative, okay? I was not referring to the subject matter that is hilarious. I said it's hilarious that we are sitting in this room today, and I've got 2 doctors and a missus, and nobody can give us real numbers that we can respond to so we can assess how big of a threat this is, because you know that it is not as big of a threat as you are trying to make it out to be so that you can manipulate. And the audacity of you to bring up the Christchurch shooting manifesto and make it seem as if I laughed at people that were slaughtered by a homicidal maniac is, in my opinion, absolutely despicable. And I think that we should be above that. To try to assign reality or any meaning to a homicidal maniac writing a manifesto.
This might be Candace Owens' greatest clapback of all time. Too bad she believes in time travelers. By that I mean she doesn't. I mean, what I think is despicable about her Charlie Kirk coverage is, like, you knew that person in real life. You're using their death. Oh my God, is she like... She is on that microphone.
Which, by the way, let the record show, also stated Spyro the Dragon, the child's cartoon, as a source of inspiration. He also cited...
Whoa, 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 whoa. That's a video game, Candace Owens, god damn it. And then you lied about rap music that time on Destiny. Get the fuck out of here.
Nelson Mandela as a source of information. I don't think that Nelson Mandela has inspired mosque shootings. You can correct me if you think I'm wrong. You would rather assign meaning to a homicidal maniac than to actually address the things that I said today that are actually harming Black America. Number 1, father absence. Number 2, the education system and the illiteracy rate. Illegal immigration ranks high, abortion ranks high, white supremacy and white nationalism, if I had to make a list again of 100 things, would not be on it. This hearing, in my opinion, is a farce, and it is ironic that you're sitting here and you're having 3 Caucasian people testify and tell you what their expertise are. Do I know what my expertise are? Black in America. I've been Black in America my whole life, all 30 years, and I can tell you that you guys have done the exact same thing every 4 years ahead of an election cycle, and it needs to stop.
I'll yield back.
Thank you, Mr. Meadows. And now
we have got to the point where literally...
So basically, Candace Owens said she's tired of the racism. She won't stand for it no more. All right, actually, did y'all hear about this? The FBI dude. Well, no, the FBI, they caught a guy who's an Olympic snowboarder, and he was also a drug trafficker.
Today we are here because of President Trump's incredible leadership and commitment to supporting...
Well, fucking did Trump arrest him? Why is everyone kissing his ass in every fucking interview? Is this Cash Patel, that's why? Well, yeah, because he gave you your job, I guess.
Today we are here because of President Trump's incredible leadership and commitment to supporting law enforcement across the country and around the world. We are here today to announce another record historic achievement because of law enforcement partnerships across America and across the globe come together to fight crime in all corners of the earth. Today, we are announcing a capture of another FBI's most wanted top 10 fugitive, Ryan Wedding. That makes 6 top 10 FBI captures.
Woo! America's Most Wanted, getting it done. It's so weird. Like, they actually, with the border, that being a confirmed fact, the border is completely, like, locked down, or so Copilot tells me. And, like, they be getting all these criminals. Since when is the Republican Party, like, the law and order party again? Why is Reagan winning? He's dead.
Captures in 1 year alone. To put that in perspective, that's 2 more than the entirety of the prior administration. And none of this would be possible without the tremendous leadership of Attorney General Pam Bondi. And
they be doing some brain, like, it's like, okay, they've accepted that the Democrats have taken advantage of the youth being fucking stupid. Let's double down and do the same as well. If we just do brand name recognition for the Republicans and make sure to run down the Biden administration in every way, shape, or form, they'll know Republicans good. And that'll get us the next generation, since all the baby boomers are dying on us.
The Department of Justice and our partners and prosecutors at the United States Attorney's Office here in LA and our Los Angeles field office. Here you'll see many of our brave partners, including the Commissioner of the RCMP, Chief of Police and LAPD, our LA field office, ADIC, along with our partners from DEA and CBP and more. This is what a united...
See, what's the big deal? People doing the face doxes and the tracking of people. You all tell us who did it.
United front looks like. And just to tell you how bad of a guy Ryan Wedding is, he went from an Olympic snowboarder to the largest narco trafficker in modern times. He's a...
Dude, this is the problem. This is the fucking problem in this goddamn cabinet. You guys are not Trump. You do not have his cadence. You don't have his promo ability. But y'all take his fucking script. This is pathetic. He was a real bad guy. Now, if Trump says that, fucking funny. We know he's talking to the John Wayne crowd. To show you how real bad he was, he went from being an Olympic snowboarder to being a drug trafficker. That's pretty awesome, actually.
Modern day El Chapo, he is a modern day Pablo Escobar, and he thought he could evade justice. But these brave men and women put together a prosecution package, put together an investigative package, put together an operation strategy, and here we are today, bringing him to justice for trafficking hundreds of kilos of cocaine and also for the murder of innocent civilians. This individual and his organization and the Sinaloa cartel poured narcotics into the streets of North America and killed too many of our youth and corrupted too many of our citizens. And that ends today. I also want to have a tremendous...
Fake news. That never happened. Do you guys remember when people snuck drugs into this country and sold it? Disgusting. Never. Never. That's just what the government wants you to think.
This shout out to the government of Mexico, President Sheinbaum, Secretary Harfouche, and the military law.
Whoa, see, some positive things are going on in Mexico. As I predicted, they're snitching. They're snitching. Get them all. And then Mexico will be safe, and then everybody will want to live there again.
Law enforcement officers in Mexico worked hand in glove with our teams on the ground there to apprehend last night in Mexico City, Ryan Wedding. I was privileged to be there on a previously...
Make Mexico safe again by getting all the American Olympic people. Fancy Dan should want to learn about this. This is like Kamoshida from Persona 5. Except for he did cocaine instead of sexually harassing underage girls. And or maybe both. We don't know.
Planned trip, and this was a great operation that came together through interagency success because no one behind me and to the side of me cares about credit. They care about putting away the bad guys and safeguarding our communities.
Well, Trump certainly does care about credit.
That is the leadership that President Trump has brought to the presidency. That is the support that he has brought to law enforcement from coast to coast. And I just can't say how thankful I am to be a small part of this and lead the FBI. These men and women do the hard work. But when you go after a guy like Ryan Wedding, it takes a united front. And that's what you're seeing here. You're seeing global partnerships from coast to coast. I want to give a special shout out to our ambassador in Mexico. Ambassador Ron Johnson quarterbacked this effort for us from Mexico for a year plus. As soon as he got to post at our new embassy compound there, he made this a priority and he came through. This is what leadership looks like. And this is a historic 2025 year the FBI is having. To put it in perspective, the FBI has had 67,000 arrests.
Well, still wasn't pleased with fucking apprehension of Tyler Robinson. That Tyler Robinson's family should be investigating all the problems. I've heard that joke, and it's true.
This year alone, that is a 200% increase. The FBI has captured 6 of the top 10 most fugitives on our board. The FBI has also seized enough fentanyl to kill 150 million Americans, a 31% increase. The FBI has arrested 35% more espionage corrupt actors from China, Russia, the DPRK, and Iran. The FBI has found and identified 6,000 children that were missing. That is up 22%. All of these historic, record-breaking numbers lead to another historic, record-breaking number brought to you by President Trump's leadership. That is a 20% decline in the murder rate in the United States of America. That is an all-time record for the modern era. Our communities are safeguarded by these men and women. We are thankful to be partnered with the Department of Justice and the relentless efforts to safeguard our communities by Attorney General Pam Bondi and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. But we're not done today. We're going to get back on the plane, and we've captured and apprehended another top 10 fugitive while we were in Mexico, and we're going to head east and hand him over to local law enforcement authorities.
We're just all about stats, are we?
I also want to give a huge shout out to state and local law enforcement. This work is not possible at all without them on the front lines every single day. They are the greatest partners we could ever have, and thank God we have a president who backs the blue. And that is what results look like. Personally, for me at the FBI, I want to thank our hostage rescue team. I want to thank our special forces, our special flight operations unit. I want to thank our headquarters component, our LA field office. This was a enterprise-wide success. The moving pieces to pull this off and apprehend one of the world's most wanted criminals and bring him to justice in the United States of America can only be done when you have leadership from the top with President Trump, the Attorney General, and all these great leaders here. I'm going to turn it over to the Assistant Director in charge of the Los Angeles field office, Akil Davis.
Well, they got him, folks. But check this out. You all ready to see? I think it's done. I don't know if my shading was that good, but it's kind of what the OG can look like. There's really just like dark up here. I think I got it right. I don't know. I don't need that no more. Here it is. This would be in my gameplay loop that I pitched in my amazing Discord. Would be like, what if you buy this here Arizona tea can and in battle, you open it? Or you can use a move with it. Either that, or sometimes you get an attack, or sometimes you get this cute little thing. The can evolves into this. Whoop, whoop. Makes sense. And you're like, oh my gosh. But then if the battle goes on forever and your little monster doesn't get killed, it evolves. But after the battle, you already opened your Arizona can. It's over. You don't get to use those monsters no more. You have to buy another one for 99 cents. I think this is like, I don't know, this is pretty good. And I've been making vapes and whatnot. And here's the nice thing. This works with what I'm doing, but I can also put this in the RPG Maker game whenever we want. I could just add that to a tile set. It's a fucking Arizona tea. Why would you not want that? Now we have it ready to go. Alright. I gotta go work on some dinner. I hope you all enjoyed the news. A drug trafficker got arrested. Pablo Escobar, except his name is Ryan Wedding. That's kind of lame. But whatever. Thank you for joining me. Next time we'll be back. It will be Undertale because I got the thumbnail for it done. So now I am fucking committed. Undertale, we'll do it. And then I'll get RPG Maker and I'll get back on task. I've just been enjoying watching the regular fucking news and then how all the YouTubers and everyone on my dashboard's gonna cover it. Fucking Nux Taku's gonna be out here posting Minnesota fucked around and found out, and there'll be like a billion pictures of fucking buildings burning and shit, and it's like something happened between 7 people. Ooh. And that was the news and what happened today. You're welcome.